Making sure it's all good and well. You agree? Based. Yeah. Now, typically we do get people who disagree. Usually I do Sunday nights with Black Atheist friends. I do it at bar, but it is his birthday today, so he's taking a little reprieve for his birthday, which I definitely appreciate. I mean, which I definitely respect. I said appreciate, which I definitely respect. He's taking a little break for his birthday, which is cool. All right, so I see we started over on the Deconstruction Junction. I'll make sure that we start over on the Black Atheist Coalition YouTube, and we should be good to go. All right, so if you disagree with what I have on the board, go ahead and come on up. I'll appreciate any discussion. Yeah, we all started on the Black Atheist Coalition as well. Cool. All right, cool. So if you disagree with what I have on the board, go ahead and come on up. We will definitely have a talk. We'll definitely have a conversation. I appreciate everybody who's here and any discussion that we can have. Go ahead and come on up if you disagree with what I have on the board. Shout out to everybody who's watching me on Volcy Thoughts right now. Go ahead and invite this to everybody. I invite anybody who like to come up to go ahead and come on up and have this discussion. If you are part of any of the Abrahamic traditions, that means Christian, Muslim, or Black Hebrew Israelites, the one that we usually follow, go ahead and come on up, and then we could go ahead and have that discussion, and we can see, and we could talk about why I do not believe that Black people should be part of any of these religious traditions. Now, usually people would say that they don't think Black people should be part of any religious tradition. I mean, they don't believe anyone should be part of these traditions, which I tend to agree with as well. But tonight we're speaking specifically about Black folks, specifically about Black people. So go ahead and like the live. Let's go ahead and try to get some random likes up, try to get some people in here so we can have more people talk. Yeah, Judaism counts as well. Honestly, Black Hebrew Israelite is essentially Judaism. It's because they believe that they're like the original Hebrews. They just don't follow rabbinic Judaism. So Black Hebrew Israelite is I've always said, how come just Black Hebrew Israelites just don't convert to Judaism and just do a Black version of that? You know what I mean? I mean, there's Black liberation theology, so just do the Black version of Judaism. I don't know why I just don't do that. But Black Hebrew Israelite is essentially Judaism. But yeah, that does count. Rabbinic Orthodox, yeah, all of them, all the Abrahamic traditions. I don't think anybody should follow them. All right, what it means to be. I mean, I think we all kind of have an idea what it means to be Black, but if you want to go ahead and discuss it, we'll go ahead and come on up and discuss it. If you want to know what it means to be Black, we can go ahead and talk about that if you want to talk about that. But yeah, guys, like I said, I do appreciate y'all being here. Go ahead and keep liking the live. Should we follow any spirituality? I would say if we follow any spirituality, we should follow the one of our cultural ancestors. That's spirituality we should follow.
Hello.
All right, how's it going? I'm not sure how to say your name. How do I say that?
Kirby.
Kirby, how's it going, Kirby? Kirby, are you at least 18? And what is your religious affiliation?
I'm 19, November 14, 2006. I'm like between, I know people be saying, oh, you can't be that, but like I'm between agnostic and atheist.
You can be agnostic atheist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wanted to ask, because me personally, I also think like Black people should not be like, saying any of those things up there, because like I feel like it doesn't really unite us all together. It kind of like divided us, to be honest. But like I want to know like your opinion. Why you think so?
I think so because just like what you said is basically one of those reasons. It divides us. I don't think there's any advantages for us to be them anyway. And not only that, these are foreign traditions that have nothing to do with us. They're all basically deified. Like, for example, Christianity is essentially Greco-Roman culture deified, even though it came from the Levant. We all know it came from the Levant, came from the Middle East, but essentially Greco-Roman culture deified. Islam is basically Arabic culture deified, and Black Hebrew Israelite is just culture vulturing off of the ancient Israelites. So it's we have our own spiritual traditions before any of these were introduced to us. So there's no reason for us to follow them. They're foreign. They have nothing to do with us, and they deify other cultures. And not only that, they were used to oppress us and our ancestors anyway. So no need for us to be that.
Okay. Also, you're atheist, right?
Yes, I am.
Can I ask, like, when did you like become atheist? When did you like start to realize, like, you know?
I would say early 20s. Yeah, around actually I think my doubts started as a teenager, and then in my early 20s they became a lot more pronounced, and then I started to reject it probably like around my late 20s.
Would you like care to explain, if not too like private, like those doubts?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I always knew that the stories of Adam and Eve didn't make sense, right? But I just thought that I will learn about it later. I will learn, what it meant later. So I put that up my head. But when I became a teenager and I learned about biology and stuff like that, and like how, incest works, I'm like, okay, yeah, Adam and Eve can't be true, right? But the thing is, though, if Adam and Eve is not true, then that means that the entire first sin thing is not true either. And if first sin is not true, then there's no reason for Jesus either. So that was already a thing I figured out when I was a teenager. But the thing is, I blocked it out of my mind because I was already so much in the church. You see what I'm saying? When I finally was able to take time to myself and not be in the church all the time, that's when I started to really search into these questions. And that's when I found out that, yeah, what I thought when I was a kid really is true. Adam and Eve doesn't make sense. Noah's Ark doesn't make sense. Tower of Babel doesn't make sense. None of these stories make sense. So I started to research into like how can these characters actually exist for real, like Moses, Samuel, people like that. And that's when I found out that the entire Exodus story is basically completely made up, right? What we see in the Exodus is essentially untrue. Like the Hebrews weren't enslaved in Egypt the way described in the Bible, right? And Moses was likely not a real person, probably just a legendary figure like King Arthur, probably like 2 or 3 figures put together. You see what I'm saying? So like that's when I started finding those things out, I was like, okay, a lot of these things aren't true, right? So if I know a lot of these things aren't true, why would I believe that the Jesus story is true itself? You see what I mean? And then I started to think to myself, if there's really no really good reason to believe it, really no good evidence, and not only that, I don't necessarily need it to live a good moral life, then there's no reason for me to believe this. And I just dropped it. Took about 10 years.
I'm not gonna lie. Now as you said that, now I believe it. Even if my parents like even took me to like church, to be honest, as of right now, I don't think I was Christian. I think I only just believe like there was like some God in the sky or some bull crap. I don't know. Now I'm looking at it, I wasn't really Christian, to be honest. Like when I first started. Yeah, that's crazy. But thank you, what I'm saying, for showing me, what I'm saying, your opinion.
Yeah, not a problem, Kirby. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. See ya.
See it. All right, y'all. I do appreciate y'all being here, and I appreciate everybody for watching. Shout out to everybody who's watching me on the Volcy Thoughts channel. Shout out to everybody who's watching me on the Black Atheist Coalition, and shout out if you're watching me over on the Deconstruction Junction. I appreciate y'all. Y'all wonderful. Again, I've invited a few of y'all up already who either asked me a question or said something that I think is going to be against what I'm saying. So if that's the case and you want to have the discussion, go ahead and accept my invitation. Or if you want to talk, go ahead and hit that request button, and we could definitely have that discussion and conversation. Shout out to Keys. Oh, I don't know how to say your name, but over on the Deconstruction Junction YouTube, I appreciate you for shouting me out. I'm gonna go ahead and also put a link to my YouTube over in the comments in a few minutes. I'm just waiting here to see if I get any more anybody else to go ahead and come on up and have this discussion. So yeah, if you're wondering what B.A.H.I means, B.A.H.I means Black Hebrew Israelite. I don't think we should be that either. Now, if you want to go ahead and be Jewish, that's fine. But Black Hebrew Israelite has a lot of, they promote, in my opinion, a lot of like pseudo history that has nothing to do with us. You know what I mean? The ancient Israelites were people over in the Levant. That's not us. You know what I mean? And we already had our own legends, our own stories, our own spirituality. We don't need to copy the Levantine people. You know what I mean? Or say that we're them, because we ain't. We're just not, bro. Like, we all understand that the first humans on this planet were all melanated. They likely looked like us, right? We all understand that. And we all know that the ancient Israelites were also pretty much melanated. You know what I'm saying? But that does not mean that the Jewish people are now, or the ancient Hebrews are now all of a sudden West African looking people. It doesn't mean that. and I've never understood why people are so against just being African. We're all African descent, and that's powerful. And I don't understand. I never understood that. Hey, how's it going? What's his name? True Ethiopian.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. All right. So, are you at least 18? And did you disagree with something I had on the board?
I'm 18, yes. But bro, it's just not true. But everybody originated from us. It's not true, bro.
What are you talking about?
Like in our Islamic religion, we don't believe in such a thing that we all believe we stem from Adam.
Yeah, Adam didn't exist. So,
bro, yes, he did.
No, you didn't.
He did, bro.
No, you didn't.
But anyways, why do you not believe that?
Because there's no evidence of it.
No, but what your caption, like, why do you believe this? Your prompt?
That black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or black Hebrew Israelite?
Yes.
Because
by the way, there's no such thing as a black Hebrew Israelite, but go ahead.
Yeah, they are. I'm assuming that you don't know. Did you live in America? Do you ever see those people yelling on the streets?
Yeah, I'm aware of them, but I just don't.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think they're delusional.
I understand that. But I'm saying that we shouldn't be part of that organization either. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, I see. My bad.
When it comes to Christianity and Islam, what I'm saying is that each of those religions are foreign to the continent, and not all they foreign to the continent, they were each used to oppress and break up the continent. And not only that, each of them were used to suppress our spiritual heritage. So we don't need them. We already had moral systems and moral spirituality before they came to the continent. So we do not need them at all. We can follow our own thing, or we can follow no spirituality at all. We don't need religion for morals. We don't need religion for purpose, for guidance. And not only that, each of them may not even be true. So what's the point of them? There's no point of them at all.
So here's the interesting thing. So first of all, the argument that you put forth that the land was already somehow spiritual, this and that, it's completely false. This is the first. There's no way you can verify this. This is first of all.
Wait, second I can't verify what?
That the continent itself before the expansion of Islam and Christianity was that of a spiritual, like for the entirety of its whatever they practiced in the continent beforehand. But anyways,
what are you talking about? What do you mean? You're saying that before Christianity proliferated Central and Western Africa, there was no spirituality before then?
I'm saying there may have been small pockets of tribes that were doing something, but for the most part, they were practicing idolatry and idol worship.
What? Yeah, so what?
That's so really
what? Bad. So were the ancient Israelites. The ancient Israelites were also doing idol worship. It's just that Yahweh became the
right,
the main
but they got punished for it.
No, they didn't. It's just that Yahweh became the main one. That's it.
I mean, we literally see within the
Hey, hold on. It's not your turn. Not your turn. So, so true Ethiopian, Yahweh simply became the main God. They had a pantheon. They had a whole bunch of gods. It's just Yahweh became the main one. That's it.
Right. But
when it comes to our own spirituality, you can call it idol worship all you want. That doesn't matter. The point of the matter is that we already had a moral system. Not only that, the Europeans who brought Christianity into Central and Western Africa, they knew that we already had a moral system. They knew that too. So like, there is no point of these foreign moral systems anyway. Like, who cares if they're worshiping? I don't care if they're worshiping a piece of gold. Like, who cares? If they have a moral system, that means that Christianity is unnecessary.
But your argument that they said there are moral systems were small pockets of tribes of individuals here and there, but there was no form of governance with them at all. That's what I'm trying to say.
There was.
No, there was not.
You know about voodoo?
Yes. Voodoo?
Yeah, they're priests in voodoo and everything.
Bro,
they have governance
in that. Way you're using that as an argument.
Yeah, I am using that as an argument because I'm Haitian, so I know about voodoo. There's governments in voodoo, bro. What are you talking about?
But they were malicious.
What are you talking about? They were malicious? No, they weren't.
Yes, they
Ungas aren't malicious. I know Ungas and I know Hugas and I know Mumbles who are not religious, who are not malicious. You can use anything maliciously, of course. There are people who are malicious, but that doesn't mean that just because they're in voodoo or because they do that type of spirituality other than Christianity or Islam, all of a sudden they're malicious. That's nonsense.
Okay, well, I want to address one more thing too that you said that it was a foreign religion. There's no concept of a foreign religion when it comes to Islam. Islam is not an identity attached to like an ethnicity like Arabs. It's not.
Where did it come from?
The idea of Islam in of itself forbids such an idea that religion
where did
can be
it come
attached
from?
to ethnicity.
Where did it come from?
You could call it the Middle East or Jerusalem area.
It came from the Arabian Peninsula, right? And where did they pray to?
The Kaaba.
Yeah, and where is that?
It is quite literally the center of the world.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
The world is a sphere. The center of the world would be the core. The hell are you talking about? That's not the center of the world.
My friend, regardless of that, but here's the thing. There's nothing in the religion that teaches that the religion is attached to an ethnicity at all.
Irrelevant. It's still Arabic culture deified, essentially. In order to properly read the Quran, do you have to read it in Arabic?
No, because there's translations, but it's more beautiful to read it in the
Quran.
original
Exactly.
language.
So it's Arab culture deified. It's more beautiful to read it in its original language. It's Arab culture deified.
It's not culture because you can still practice Islam. You have countries like Malaysia. Indonesia.
I know that. The problem is you just admitted that how it is the Arab culture deified because it's more beautiful to read it in a certain language.
Because you have to understand the language in which it was given to mankind.
So it was given to mankind in Arabic, which means that it's Arabic culture deified.
Yes, but why is it so pertinent? It's because that is the only language that's been preserved in the sense of religious.
So it's Arabic culture deified. Why should I deify another culture?
The culture does not mix with the religion.
Yeah, it does. You just said that the language was given in Arabic and you have to read in Arabic in order to read it more beautifully. What are you talking about?
Yes, because the actual wording in itself, not the culture that you might think it's attached to it. That has nothing to do with it.
You realize that languages are part of culture, right?
Linguistics and being able to, and scripture in of itself is not attached to culture. It's not,
bro.
If that was the case,
I don't think you understood what I just said. I just said that language, right? So I said language is a part of culture itself. So saying all this old linguistic stuff, that's not what I'm talking about.
No,
language is a part of culture itself. So if language is not a part of culture itself,
I really disagree with this.
What are the tenets of culture? You want me to bring it up? I'll Google it right now. Let's Google the tenets of culture. And how much you want to bet language is one of them?
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Here we go. Culture. What makes culture? What makes culture? Art, attitudes, beliefs, customs, rituals, behavior, faith and religion, food, and guess what the last one I'm going to say?
Go ahead.
Language.
Okay, then go into the specifics about that.
What are you talking about?
Why was it put last? Explain it to me.
It actually wasn't put last. It's actually in a circle. I'm reading a circle. I just said language as the last one, but language is a tenet of culture.
But you have people that speak Arabic that don't even live and practice the culture.
I know they're speaking another culture's language. You can speak a language of another culture. I'm speaking English. That's European culture. That's English. That's UK. That's British culture, English. But I'm speaking it. Same thing if I were to learn Gaelic. That'll be Irish culture that I'm learning.
Yeah, I disagree with that sentiment, like entirely in of itself. It just
then you disagree with sociology and anthropology. I don't know what to tell you, but language is definitely part of a culture. And if it's more beautiful to read the Quran in Arabic because that's the language that was given and that's the original preserved language, then that's Arabic culture deified.
Yeah, that's just flawed. It's hard to argue this because you don't understand the actual religion.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and speak to K. Jude Cooch.
Yeah, Kaji. Yeah, it's fine.
Kaji. All right, Kaji. How's it going, Kaji? Are you at least 18? And what is your religious indoctrination if you have one?
Yeah, Christianity. Or do you want to know the specifics of what type of Christianity I practice? Christianity.
Are you at least 18? And which religion?
I said 21. Christianity. And do you want to know the specifics of what type of Christianity?
No, I don't care. Black people should not be any of it.
Okay, why is that?
Because the religion was used to forward white supremacy, and it erased a lot of our cultural and spiritual heritage.
So before we get to like the 18th century and 17th century, can we talk anything prior to that with Christianity being in Africa? And how are you using black people?
Yeah, with
How are you using black
Christianity being in Africa, it doesn't change anything. When King Alfonso became Christian, the only reason he did it was to have trade with the Portuguese. And even then, they still enslaved them.
Let's go to what the Bible said.
I'm not talking.
Jesus
Hold
got
up.
skin.
Hey, praise. It's not your turn. It's not your turn. So praise Christ. It's not your turn.
Yeah,
all right.
So still not talking about that, right?
Are you talking about when the Ethiopians
I'm talking about like I'm talking about from the first century on forward, right? When we talk about Christianity, we can acknowledge the first century, right? And acknowledge early Christians who were Africans that played a part, right?
So
into the development of the church.
So
do those Africans not matter?
No, they shouldn't have been Christian.
Why not?
Because it's a foreign religion that we don't need.
Okay, just because it's foreign doesn't mean that they shouldn't be it. A lot of things are foreign in our identity that we practice. Democracy is foreign. Do you agree with that or no?
Yeah, democracy is from Greek. It's from
okay,
Greece. Sure.
And would you be objecting to democracy? Do you still think that we should participate in like individualistic clan identity?
We're not talking about government. We're not talking about government.
Oh no, but you just said it's foreign. You said that we shouldn't participate in it because it's foreign,
and we don't need it.
Okay, does that only apply to religion, or does that apply to other aspects? Why does that?
You can apply to other aspects if you want, but it applies to religion because that's one of the most important things that we have in mankind, and our spiritual heritage is extremely important. Christianity erases a lot of it.
Okay, so if people are choosing, right, especially like I said, from the first century on forward, are choosing to become Christians, right? What's the issue? Because if people are having discussions between two different spiritual ideas, right? Like, let's say, for instance, I'm a pagan in Egypt, and then one of the apostles come to speak to me, and we're having a back and forth conversation, and I'm realizing the concepts of the belief of multiple gods are incorrect because they can convince me and they're giving a good argument. Then what's the issue with the person then converting?
Oh yeah, that's fine, but that's not what happened with black folks.
Yeah, so
at least in Central. Hold on, everybody, pause. I'm talking to Kuj. No one else answer. So what happened to black people in Central and Western Africa is that we were colonized and enslaved into it.
Yeah, I don't believe that Christianity only existed within Africa, within like West and Central. So like I said,
have you ever heard of the dumb verses?
Yeah, like I said, why are we only talking about Africa Christianity with only
because we're talking about black people.
Yeah, so what do you mean by black? That's why I also asked that question.
Sub-Saharan African people who are victims of colonization and enslavement.
Yeah, I don't agree with that definition of black.
Okay, what is your definition
of black?
Only
then? Being sub-Saharan. Yeah, I agree with the Greek terminology of how black is being used for the whole continent of Africa.
Yeah, that's ridiculous because people in Northern Africa will tell you that they ain't black.
Yeah, just because Northern Day Africans don't call themselves black doesn't mean they have to abide by that standard. A majority of them are Arab descent, not even Native African.
Yeah, so I know a lot of them are Arab descent. I know that, but
so
Yazidis. All right, so a lot of Berbers and Yazidis aren't black people, are they?
Yeah, they would be called black. Yes, they would.
A lot of
the first century.
In
the first century.
Moroccans wasn't black. Moroccans wasn't black during that time.
Yes, they were.
No, they wasn't, my nigga. No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't. No, they wasn't, bro. No, they wasn't, bro.
You really think Moroccans weren't dark, host? Yo, you tripping.
I said Moroccans were dark. I didn't say they were dark and black. Shut up. Everybody be quiet. 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 Everybody be quiet.
Struggling, boy. I know that culture.
All right. Eat a dick. All right. So being dark skinned doesn't make you black. All right. Because Indonesians are dark skinned. They ain't black people. So simply saying that they were dark doesn't mean that they were black.
Yeah, I said
just because the Greek, I know you did that. Just because they're from the continent of Africa doesn't make them black. Because Afrikaners aren't black either, are they?
Yeah, Afrikaners.
So the second, what we're talking about.
Are you using the
word?
I'm talking about?
Afrikaners. You know what the fuck Afrikaners are? Stop playing around. So Afrikaners, you know what the fuck Afrikaners are. Stop playing around, bro.
Yeah, stop playing around. The question.
You know what Afrikaners are. You know what they are.
Guys, look at this.
Stop playing around.
Look what happened to this guy.
All right. So Koosh. Stop playing around. You and I both know. You and I. If you know about the history of South Africa, you know that Afrikaners are Dutch, French, and English settlers. They not black folks, bro. You know that, and I know that. Stop playing around, bro.
That's all
Stop. So, Cooch. When I say Afrikaners, you know what that meant. Stop playing around with me, bro. You know what that meant. So Cooch. This is what I'm saying. If we want to have a serious discussion, let's have one. But don't tell me, what do I mean? Don't tell me what do I mean by Indonesian? What do I mean by Japanese? Don't tell me what I know because you know what that means.
That I don't agree with the premise of black people.
I know you don't. 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 I already said black to me are sub-Saharan African people who are victims of colonization and slavery. That includes the Horn of Africa, my guy.
Okay, what about Sudanese people?
That includes them. They were victims of colonization and slavery too.
Okay, Ethiopia wasn't.
Hold on.
Stop. I need everybody to do this. Do not come off the mic. I'm talking to Kuj. All right? So Kuj, I'm talking about the people who were victims, sub-Saharan African people who were victims of slavery and colonization. That includes the Horn of Africa. That includes the Sudanese. That includes all them niggas. All right? That includes all. Stop. I'm explaining to you what I mean.
Yes, you explain it.
So I'm explaining to you what I mean. Don't interrupt. I'm explaining to you what I mean. You know who asked for it. So those are the people that I'm talking about. Yeah, I get that Christianity was in Ethiopia during the 1st century. I already told you why I disagree with them becoming Christian. That's all good and well. We can go back and forth that all day.
Yeah,
but the reason why, the reason why that black folks on this side of the planet, people who look like me, the reason why my ancestors and their ancestors were Christian is not because of the Ethiopians. And not because that some missionaries came in and convinced them. It was because of colonization and slavery. That's why they became Christian. And that's what I'm talking about, which when I say we should not be that then.
Yeah, you're only asserting a certain aspect of the world. All right. Because
can you actually address what I said then?
Yeah, I'm addressing what you're
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Agreed with
no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. You're not addressing what I said. You're not addressing what I said because I clearly laid out exactly what I meant. Those people did not become Christian and Muslim. Those people did not become Christian and Muslim. I'm going to mute you again. Those people did not become Christian and Muslim because they had scholarly debates. They became Christian and Muslim through slavery and colonization, including Arabic colonization and slavery. There was an Arabic slave trade too.
That's because
so Brett, shut the fuck up. Don't come off mic. Don't mute again. So because of that, I do not think that black people should be Christian or Muslim. Address that part. I don't care about the 1st century missionaries and St. Thomas Aquinas going to this, that, and the third. Address that. Address exactly what I said.
So you're going to be historically dishonest. Thank you. Right. So you showed that. Right.
He loves
lying. The Sudanese. Right. The Sudanese had.
All right. So praise Christ. How's it going? Praise Christ. Are you at least 18? And I already know your religious indoctrination. I don't believe that black people should be Christian. Why do you think they should be?
What's the definition of Christian mean?
The definition of a Christian is someone who the basic definition is a follower of Christ. And I would fucking add.
This man got woman.
I would add. So Brett, go ahead and go back to the gulag, bro. All right. So praise Christ. So the basic definition is someone who follows Christ, and I would also add someone who accepts Jesus as their Lord and personal Savior.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
that's fair.
So listen, that means we follow Jesus, right?
Yes.
What did Jesus say? He said, "Love your enemies, do unto others as you want done to you." Does that mean go slaving?
It doesn't.
Let me ask you the question. In the new covenant, what did it say?
I'm not here for preaching time, bro. Hey, praise Christ. Hey, praise Christ. I'm not praise Christ. I'm not here for your preaching time, bro. I don't believe black people should be Christian. Yeah, it is preaching because you want to go into the Bible. I don't care. So praise Christ. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna talk and then you're gonna talk. This is what I want to do, okay? I'm not here, praise Christ. Listen, I'm not here for your preaching time. All right. What Jesus said is irrelevant. The reason that we're Christian now is not because of Jesus, what Jesus said. It's just not. The reason we're Christian, the reason the majority, bro, do you understand how to be quiet for a second and listen? Be quiet for a second and listen to me, okay? So The reason why that we're Christian now, or the majority of black people are Christian now. All right. Hey, praise Christ. All right. Do you want to have a discussion or not, bro? I'm not going to keep fighting for the mic of my own life. Want to have a discussion or not?
All right. Discussion.
All right, cool. Yes. We can have a discussion, but you actually have to be listening, and you can't listen if you're talking. So,
come on.
All right. So you can't listen if you're talking. You can't listen if you're talking. So this is what I say that black. So you asked me, how do I define Christian? A follower of Christ, and I would also add believing in Jesus as your personal savior. That's number one. Number two, you asked me about what did Jesus say? He did say love your neighbor as you love yourself in the Gospels. He did say that. The reason why I say that's irrelevant is because that's not the reason why the majority of black people are Christian today. The majority of black people are Christians today because of colonization and slavery. Christianity and Islam, I would say. The reason for the reason why we are part of those religions today is because of colonization and slavery. And not only that, the next reason why I say that we should not be is because Christianity and Islam erased and suppressed a lot of our spiritual traditions. We don't know a lot of our spiritual traditions from back in Africa because Christianity demonized it. Or I say colonization or colonialism using Christianity demonized it. You see what I'm saying? Now, that doesn't mean that we haven't kept some of it. Like, for example, the Holy Ghost thing that people do in church now, that comes from Africa. That didn't come from white folks. So we kept a lot of our African traditions. That is true. You know what I'm saying? But we, the damage that Christianity has caused to our mindset, because a lot of people, even over on the continent, think that God is white, has caused a lot of, I would say, self-esteem issues and a lot of mental slavery issues as well, because now we deify white people over us, and we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't deify anybody, to tell you the truth, but we deify a whole group of people over us now because of the damage that Christianity has caused. Let's talk about that. What Jesus said is irrelevant to that, bro. So let's talk about that.
What you mean? Let's talk about that. Who had slaves first?
No one had slaves first. Everybody had slaves.
Shit, yeah, but everybody had slaves.
I'm trying to tell you.
It's not your turn, whoever came off the mic. So it's not your turn, whoever came off the mic. Y'all, why is this so hard for adults?
Hold on,
we learned this so long. Praise, I'm gonna get you. Praise, I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna get you. Praise. I promise I'm gonna get to you. Y'all, this is what I'm saying. It is not that hard. We learned this in kindergarten. When it's your turn, we will get to you. It's not that hard, y'all. Stay on mute. All right. Praise Christ. So I can reiterate everything again if you need me to, but go ahead and respond to what I said.
In short.
Okay, I'll read it in short. In short, okay, I got you. I'll read it in short. In short, what Jesus said in the Bible is irrelevant, right? Because that's not the reason the majority of us are Christian today.
No, okay.
Hold on.
So
Praise, hold on. I wasn't done yet. Praise, I wasn't done yet.
That's in short. That's the blasphemous statement.
Bro. Blasphemy is for you. It's not for me. Blasphemy limits you. It doesn't limit me. All right? So, no, it doesn't. I can say fuck Jesus all I want. It limits you. It doesn't limit me. This is your religion, not mine. So don't tell me what I can say. I'm not part of your religion. So this is part of, so stop interrupting, and I'm going to reiterate again. So just to reiterate, what Jesus said in the Bible is irrelevant to why we're Christian today, because we're not Christian because of that. We're Christian because of colonialism and slavery. Number two, colonialism and Christianity was used to spread white supremacy, and I feel that it, or we can actually show that it has an effect on us psychologically as well, and that's the damage that Christianity caused. So please, let's respond to that part. Do you disagree with that?
Yes, I disagree with that.
Okay, why do you think that we became Christian? Because slavery had a lot to do with it. If you want to deny that?
No. So hold on. I don't want to hear what people took from the Word of God and made it to their own shit to go do naughty shit. No, I don't want to hear that. What did Jesus say? What did Jesus Christ say? Did he say?
We know what Jesus said, bro. All right, so yeah, Jesus didn't say to go do that. Hold on. So praise. Let me respond to you, please. So yeah, Jesus didn't explicitly say go do slavery. He didn't explicitly say that, right? But what I'm saying is that that's irrelevant, because they didn't use Jesus in order to Christianize people. They used the verses of slavery in order to Christianize people, both in the Old and the New Testament.
Not me. I saw them out.
We're talking about our ancestors, praise. We're not talking about you personally.
You want to talk like that? Have you seen what's going on around the world today? The Muslims are killing people.
Yeah, and so are Christians.
About that law.
Yeah, and so are Christians.
No.
Yeah, yeah, so are Christians.
We follow who they think is just.
What's going on in the Congo, bro?
They think he's just a prophet.
Bro, what's going on in the Congo, bro? Hey.
What kind of?
Okay. Stop. Y'all, why is it so hard for y'all? Be adults. Hey, be quiet. Everybody be quiet. Why is this so hard for y'all to be adults? Wait your goddamn turn, bro.
You want us to be quiet, dude.
Yes, I do want you to be quiet. Shut the fuck up. Be quiet, and I'll get to you next. I'll get to you after you. You in the queue, bro. You in the line. Y'all learn not to skip the line in elementary school. Jesus Christ, bro. Y'all learn to not skip the line in elementary school. Stop skipping the line. You in the queue. Wait. Oh my goodness. All right. So praise Christ. I understand that Jesus didn't say go out and enslave people. He didn't speak against it either. What's happening in the Congo is an entire war going on, and all those folks are Christian. The Congo is 99% Christian, bro. So all those people enslaving folks and messing with kids, they're all Christian folks, bro. So your religion doesn't actually give you into morals, does it?
Who's the
praise Christ. Answer my question, please. Praise Christ. Answer my question, please. Being any type of religion doesn't give you any type of set of morals, does it?
No, yes, it does. If you believe the Bible,
if it gives you, no.
Let me show you.
That's what I'm saying. Don't go into preaching mode. Your claim was my question was, does being a Christian give you any type of morals? You said yes. The reason why I say no is because you can be a Christian and still do horrible things, can you? We see it in church all the time.
Yes.
All right, so it does. All right, so it's irrelevant. All right, so Christianity give you morals. Christianity doesn't really give you any type of morals, right? So Christianity doesn't give you any type of morals, right? So people can do horrible things in the name of Christianity. So people can do horrible things. So people can do horrible things in the name of Christianity. We both agree there, right?
Yes. People can do that, but that doesn't make Jesus the one who started it. What did he do?
And that's not what I claimed.
He laid
I didn't claim that.
Down, telling people who were doing this law, murder, and stuff. Come on,
all right,
now.
Bro. All right. So we're gonna because I'm not into preaching. All right. So Red Game, how's it going, Red Game? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I had on the board?
It's 4 to 6. Why I enter? Because you see, I understand your point, right? But if I restructure your statements, you gotta understand, right? When you're speaking of the Christianity within the transatlantic slavery, you're speaking of Roman Catholic Christianity, my brother.
Okay, so
that is the wait. Let me, cause I understand. Let me stay in the ear till it touch. Now, yes, through slavery, our ancestors learned Roman Catholic Christianity. What they learned from ancestors in Egypt and other parts of Africa. So we gotta know what we really defining. Like one relevant thing he asked, how can you define?
All right. SWB, how's it going, SWB? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with something I had on the board?
Would you like your receipt today? Yes.
All right, someone has to mute up. Give me a second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, SWB, how's it going, SWB? Are you at least 18? Whose background is that? Give me a second.
All right, the bottom.
Yeah, it's SWB. SWB, are you there or not? Because like your background is loud.
I'm here. I've been trying to speak, but they speaking.
Gotcha. All right. So are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I had on the board?
Yes, I'm over 18, and I do agree with what you have on the board.
Oh, okay, you agree. Cool. Okay, thanks. All right. I appreciate you, SWB, but I'm gonna let you down for a little bit so we don't get too cluttered up here. Please stay in the comments though. I'll probably bring you up if you want to come up again. All right. Thanks, guys. All right. Is there a name Ghost?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ghost. Ghost, how's it going, Ghost? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I had on the board?
I am over 18, yes, sir. And I mean, I really can't say. So I guess yes, I do, but I really can't tell you what to believe. But I mean, I personally feel like everyone should be kind of Christian. So,
okay, why? I mean, we're talking about black people specifically, but why should black people be Christian?
No, all Christian, absolutely not. They can be whatever they want. But I mean, if as a Christian, I absolutely want you to be Christian with me.
Great.
I'm not going to make you.
Ghost, I'm like, no, I want to ask Ghost, are you black?
No.
Yes?
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate you thinking that, but no.
No. Okay. Okay. No, it's fine.
I'm kidding.
No, it's all good. All right. So Ghost, this is what I would say. I don't think black people should be. My thing disappeared. Hold on, yeah, my thing disappeared. I got to go back to the give me 1 second, y'all. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. I have to go back to panel mode.
Take your time. It's all good, man.
Yeah, I gotta go back to panel mode. Yeah, because you can't see my background if I'm not in panel mode. All right, cool. So Ghost, yeah, I don't think that black people should be Christian because of the way that it was used to enslave and colonize us, and because it suppressed a lot of our spiritual heritage. So why should we accept some foreign thing?
No. I mean, hey, let me tell you, that's totally fair. As a Christian, I am not a fan of it. I'm not going to go get that old pat on the back. Oh, look at this white dude, talking about Christianity type stuff. But no, like, you're absolutely right. It was used for horrible, horrible reasons. And same with a lot of other religions. So my only thing is, like, I kind of like Christianity, especially now, because there's almost like a 2.0. Not that we're changing the scriptures. Like, say the Bible, we're supposed to stone people for wearing 2 different types of clothing. Do we do that? No. Do other religions still stone people? Yes. I like the 2.0 version. Now, do you have to be Christian? No. Would I love you to be? Yes. And I am definitely not a scholar. I'm still a baby in the Bible. I don't know anything.
You. All right. But so when it comes to this question, right? And not no insult against you, but I always say that people don't really understand what I'm asking. I'm not saying if we have to or not. It's more on the question of should, because, like, for example, let's say I believe in a certain, let's say, political policy. Like, I believe in stop signs at 4-way streets. And I say we should have those things because it's safer, because it makes people drive better, et cetera, right? Let's say I said that. So when I say should, is not saying that, oh, we have to do this or that. Third is like, what's a reason? Make sense?
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. And so for me, it's like, I don't see a good reason at all, especially because of the way that what was done to us, if that makes sense.
Well, no, it does. And like I said, I'm not the most knowledgeable person to change your mind, but if I can give you at least a little bit of information, it's something called grace. And it's something that's crazy. You don't deserve it. It's out there for you.
Why do I not deserve grace?
Because you're human. Because, see, like, a lot of people like to think
being human
because
means
if you don't
deserve grace.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, she was just.
I'm a mod, so.
She's a mod. Yeah, but she was just asking the same thing that I was asking. Being a human means we don't deserve grace. That's the thing about Christianity that I actually don't like, because it dehumanizes you. Like, about because we're human, we're not perfect, we're gonna make mistakes. But like that's part of being human, right? And then what Christianity teaches is because of that, because you're part of being human, you deserve the worst, which is kind of ridiculous. It dehumanizes you.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's also one thing I don't like about Christianity myself as a Christian. Is like, you can have a nice person his whole entire life. He doesn't follow Jesus Christ. Does he deserve, or he or she deserve hell? No. I personally don't.
According to most Christians, they do.
I know. Hey, I said I'm not a scholar on the religion. I'm just speaking for myself. So I get you on that. But it's a lot more complicated because, yes, none of us do deserve heaven because I don't care how good you are.
How
I don't
come
care.
I don't deserve? Oh, I'm not going there. But how come I don't deserve heaven? It don't sound like a good time.
No disrespect to you. I guarantee you, I don't know you from Adam or Eve. Like you are probably the most fantastic person I probably could ever meet. I do not know you, but God knows
Ghost,
you.
I got you, Ghost. But the reason we would ask that is that, like you just admitted, right? Like we could be some of the best people ever, but we still don't deserve heaven because this super wizard put a magic tree in a garden and some dumbass women that ate it. Like I don't get it. Like what it was even her fault. It was Adam's fault, to tell you the truth. But like, yeah,
Adam.
That's why it's called the Adam's apple.
Yeah, it was his fault. It wasn't even her fault.
Like how come you don't know me personally, but as a collective, as a general populace, why don't I deserve this so-called heaven? It sounds horrible. It's singing all day. I like to sing, but damn, I'm not trying to sing all day. You know, standing up in the choir, I got bad knees. So it's just like, it doesn't sound like a good time, but hypothetically, it's a great time. It's a great thing. I'm lactose intolerant. They have milk and honey. It's not for me. But how come I don't deserve it if I wanted to? If I wanted to. It ain't for me.
I'm lactose intolerant. It's not for me.
I agree.
Lactose intolerant.
No, I would be like 117 pounds there. Like sick as a dog. On the streets of gold, just throwing up.
I fear for any bathroom she's around.
Yeah.
I would be vomiting everywhere. Like, oh my God, get this black ass girl.
Yeah, it'll be crazy. You know what I mean? And
what an elevator!
Like, I have bad vision. So like the cities of gold are gonna be glaring into my eyes all day. You feel me? Not knowing where the hell I'm gonna be going. Like that's crazy.
I can get with the cities of gold. I can be cute there, but I'm gonna be. Like I'm gonna be a shitty vomiting mess, and nobody's gonna want to be my friend.
All right, so hey, Carl, wait for us real quick because we want to finish off with Ghost first. But yeah, Ghost, you understand everything that we're saying, right? It seems like ridiculous that we will not reserve this just for being human, and like there's no real explanation for that as far as I've seen from any Christian.
And also, Volcy, do you mind if I say something real quick?
Yes,
ma'am. Okay, go ahead, Karma. Yeah, Karma.
Okay.
Hi, sister.
Hey, baby. So I want to state something he said earlier, and I'm going to state something that he said now. I want to address both points. He said earlier that the Bible says, unaliving and etc. We shouldn't be following that, right? Am I right or am I right? He said that, right?
I think that was the person before.
Yeah, that wasn't me. No.
I think that was the person before him.
Ghost, you stated that you said that the Bible was saying, that we should, I guess, stone or whatever the case may be, and we shouldn't be doing that.
Right? Okay, yeah, that was him.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that was. That's a sin, though. That's a sin. You realize that, right? Because in Joshua 1:8, you must obey the written commandments.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you feel comfortable with it or not, respectfully, Ghost, you still need to follow it if you are a believer of Jesus Christ, because this is the word of God. Every word of God is a commandment from God.
Mm-hmm.
That's grace. It's a sin.
It's crazy
grace.
that a Christian. Are you Christian, this lady? She Christian?
No, she's not.
Well, I do have to, but it's grace.
Actually, hold on. First of all, hold on.
Yeah, everybody pause real quick.
Wait.
Sorry, y'all. Everybody pause real quick. Everybody pause real quick. Sorry, everybody pause real quick. So let's try.
I'm like, I just want to make it clear. If I or the hosts are talking, because I am a mod, if you come off of mute, I'm gonna drop you next time. I'm not even gonna mute you.
Who?
Because the host has been giving y'all directions, literally for the live, and I'm just about to put y'all on timeout like y'all are kindergartners. Right. Because you don't have no fucking goose, and clearly you weren't raised right.
It's kind of annoying. All right, guys, let's quick commercial break, y'all. I do appreciate everybody who's in here. We're at 5.3K likes. Let's go ahead and try to get it to 10K. By the next 5 to 10 minutes. I do have a gift goal. Shout out to everybody who's watching me on YouTube on Volcy Thoughts. Appreciate you, Burns. Appreciate you, Godwin. Appreciate you, B.A.S.H. Shout out to everybody who's watching me on Black Atheist Coalition. You guys are amazing as well. And shout out to everybody who's watching me on.
I still need the information for Black Atheist Coalition. Volcy,
I thought I've been sending that to you. Okay, I'm probably gonna send that to you. I'm gonna send that to you right now, as a matter of fact, while we're talking. All right, and shout out to everybody who's watching me on Deconstruction Junction as well. Y'all amazing. Enjoy my nice bald head. I know it's shiny on y'all.
Okay.
I'm put the hat back on. All right,
It's
so
beautiful,
first of all,
Volcy.
I'm like,
It's beautiful.
First of all, I'm like, someone said a comment because I know you were responding to that handsome head comment. Like that is, I'm like, that has to be the best. If that is a read, that has to be the best read I've ever heard. Like that.
Handsome head is hilarious.
Trying to be shady or.
All right, yeah, that was cool. All right, yeah, Caddy,
Do you mind if I finish my point?
Yeah, Carmen, give me. I got you, Carmen.
I'm sorry.
No, I got you, Carmen. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. Yeah, Caddy, I'm gonna do one-on-one soon. It does get a little cluttered, but like let's try to go at least one at a time. But I appreciate all y'all, right? But Carmen, go ahead and finish your point, and we'll wrap up with Ghost. Go ahead, Carmen.
Volcy, hold on. I'm gonna say this because I gotta go to the gym. I'm in the front Cola Fitness. I don't know if Kay can turn off the comments so you can get your likes up, but she needs to turn off the comments.
Yeah, hold on.
There's too many damn people up here and it's chaotic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Hold on.
Like start bringing people one at a time.
Yeah, I got you.
Characters.
Yeah, I got you. It's because my
hold on, let me go.
Let me turn that off because TikTok has a thing where you can automatically find guests and they kind of like drop in once they come into the live, it kind of just drops them in. So that's why it's doing that. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. So comments are off for now. Let's get up to 10K.
I'm not going to the gym. I love going to the gym. I am finishing my master's in 2 weeks. I'm like a really sad, depressed individual sometimes. I got to go to the gym. It keeps me from knocking folks out, you know?
Exactly.
Volcy.
All right, but Chelsea, I appreciate you, Chelsea. I'm going to drop you for a little bit, and I'll bring you back up later.
I still want to know why I can't be in heaven with, the lactose intolerant. I mean, is it because I'm lactose intolerant?
I mean, that must be a sin, with the land of milk and honey and all those things.
That's hilarious. All right, guys. So everybody, pause up real quick, because I do we do need to let it go one-on-one, so we don't get too chaotic. 10K likes to turn the comments back on, y'all. 10K get the comments back on.
Yes.
All right.
So get the 10K. I'm watching. Karma, go. Sorry, sister.
Okay. And also, Volcy, if you need another map, because I know there's a lot of people on here. If you need another one too.
Yeah, I got you.
My sister. So what I want the hell out of this live. If you want more mods, I'm like.
So this verse, for example, and this thing goes back into the same thing that we were saying. This is do it 28 to 15. It says, if you do not obey the Lord, your God, and do not carefully follow his commands, all of those curses will be upon you. So you will be cursed. And to the other point that you said that we shouldn't be allowed into heaven, that's an oxymoron. What do you mean we shouldn't be allowed in a place that was created specifically for us? Because God, your God, does not need the heavens. He created the heavens for humans, specifically for us. You can't sit here and say that we don't deserve heaven when God created the heavens for us, Ghost. And you can reply.
There it goes.
Go ahead, Ghost.
Ghost, are you there?
Yeah, so a few more minutes with Ghost, and then we're gonna wrap up. And then
holy crap! I am so sorry, y'all. Oh my god!
I was about to say, apparently, Ghost has become a ghost officially.
No, I was muted. Oh my goodness! I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, but go ahead, Ghost.
Okay.
I don't respond.
Holy crap! All right, the last thing I was saying was something.
So I said two things. Right,
Yes,
pay
ma'am.
attention with me.
I'm sorry.
I said do it 28 to 15. God specifically says, if you do not obey the Lord, your God, and not follow carefully all of his commands, which is the Bible, the word of God, all of the curses will be upon you. You will be cursed. Number one. Number two, what you said earlier about we shouldn't be allowed in heaven or we don't deserve heaven is an oxymoron because heaven was created for us. And if Jesus really genuinely died for our sins, we're all sinless. That's just a fact. I don't care what you guys believe, but that's just the fact of the matter. If somebody unalives for your sins, that means you're sinless. You cannot sin anymore. That means everybody is going into heaven. But you can go ahead and respond to whichever point you choose to.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you. I appreciate it. The first part I would say is think about all the time when Moses was around. So I don't care what you think about Jesus. Think about all the plagues. Yep.
And God thought that was correct, and that was right, and that was merciful.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. See, because you're thinking God is merciful. See, let me tell you something about that plague situation. See, Egyptians, they had the river god, they had the agricultural god, they had all these other things. So God sent lotuses.
I just want to.
Wait, KK, please let him finish, because he's drowning himself. Please let him finish. Wait, let him finish, because he's about to drown himself. Continue, Ghost, please. I beg of you, continue.
Oh, what about the whole?
Because you have no idea. You're talking.
Okay, go ahead. Fine.
You're talking to a quarter Egyptian woman.
It's so much easier. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. So no one can speak. You're talking to an Egyptian woman right now. How dare you talk to her?
All right. So everybody pause. Everybody, let's pause. Let's go ahead and I got you, Ghost. I'm gonna go ahead and let you finish out. I'm gonna let you finish out. So respond to what she said about how since Jesus died for us all already, then we all supposed to be going to heaven. Like, what's your rebuttal to that?
Not at all. He died for us to get a chance to go into heaven, because I don't care how much you like it, none of us deserve it.
Why not?
None of us. It's called grace. I don't care how good you are. It doesn't have to be Jesus. No, you could be a baby.
Did he unalive first?
Do babies?
Yes or no?
Do babies not go to heaven? They can't speak.
Wait.
They can't speak.
Question.
They don't know anything.
Did he die for our sins? Yes or no?
It
can either be a yes or a no.
He did.
Right? So, did he die specifically for the sins of the people during that time, or did he die for all of our sins in every time era?
He died for all the sins that human can. I don't know how much sin you think humans can create, but it's kind of
no. I'm not talking about the creation of
it.
a sin. I'm talking about time eras wise. Did he die
Well, yes,
for
no,
the
he
sins in
died
like
for
the
all
14
sins.
era, the 1400s, the 1300s, or was it
no
every single era?
So Ghost, he died for all sins for all time, correct? So the sins that I commit,
depending.
Right, so the sins that I commit today, Jesus already died for them, depending on what?
Well, clearly you're not going to get that with that kind of attitude, but with how you get that.
What attitude? I'm just asking you, depending on what?
Where in the Bible does it say that? Wait, where in the Bible does it say that? Give me the verse in the Bible that says that you're not going to get Jesus' forgiveness.
No. I have to back out of my phone. You won't.
Right. So go.
My bad.
Okay, so you're blaspheming because you're naming things.
Everybody pause. Everybody pause.
Yeah.
All right. So Ghost. We're just trying to understand this. All right. So we already established that Jesus died for all of our sins. Carmel was asking during which time, right? And because there doesn't seem to be any time constraints in the verses or in the theology. So
yeah,
you said it, but you did add it depends on something, and I'm asking what exactly does it depend on?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, the first part, the reason why the whole time situation was because when he was being crucified, time transcended. But now you were saying my depending on what? Sorry.
Okay. Let me repeat.
He's lost.
Yeah, he's kind of
my
lost.
phone
All right,
cut out, woman.
No, it's all good. Okay, well, I'll repeat. So I'll repeat. All right. So Jesus died for all of our sins. What we're asking for is there any time constraints to this? Meaning that he only died for sins of a certain time period, or did he die for sins for all time? Meaning the sins that I commit today, did he die for those sins, or it depends on something else?
Well, see, I wish that I was smart enough to know that, because honestly, it's like, do you even think that people are in heaven right now, or are they still buried in the ground?
I don't think heaven exists. So.
I'm about to say,
that's irrelevant.
Me and Volcy don't believe heaven exists.
No. He's switching the pole, and I'm not doing that. We're not doing that.
Okay, you're right.
The question is clear as day. I asked about a simple thing. Your response was, I don't know. The reason why you don't know, because clearly Christianity is contradicting and illogical.
No,
because if a God
it's my fault.
dies for everybody sins, that means that everybody's sinless. Point blank, period. He does not put a limit on when his, him dying for our sins ends, or when does it stop, or when does it not, go forth. Therefore, if what you're saying is true, heaven and hell do not exist if you are a Christian.
Well,
Point
real
blank,
quick.
period.
Yes, ma'am. But real quick, though, I want to say this very, very clearly. The failure to express my opinion is not against Jesus Christ or the Lord.
It is.
It's my own personal.
Actually, no. In the Bible,
ma'am.
It actually says.
How dare you? No, it's not.
Understanding your Bible based on your own understanding.
I don't. I said that from the jump. I don't. I told you I was a baby in this stuff. I'm just talking from my heart.
You shouldn't be talking about Christianity.
I got you.
Sin.
So goes. I got you. You're talking from your heart. I understand, but we do understand what I said when I said that black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or Black Hebrew Israelite. You understand it?
Yeah, I do get that, but I'm telling you from a baby in Christianity that I'm still learning.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on to HH2. Is that how you say your name? HD2? How do you say your name? The person with the car.
Just say HD.
HD. All right. So guys, we're going to go ahead and not jump HD. Everybody mute up, please, because he did request for me and him to speak just one-on-one, which is all good and well. So HD, we'll speak for about 10 to 15 minutes, just me and you, and no one else will jump in. Sound fair?
Yeah. And let me address something that you guys were talking about earlier. So when you talk about
Volcy, do you mind if I say something real quick before you continue?
Yeah, go ahead. Excuse me, HG. Let go ahead and Karma say what she was gonna say. Go ahead, Karma.
This is gonna be for the people that are gonna come up and for the previous people. This is in Proverbs 3:5-7. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding, but not wise on your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. Do not lean on your own understanding. That's all I wanted to say. That is one of the biggest sins, is leaning on your own understanding when it comes to the Bible. Thank you. Go ahead, Volcy.
No problem.
Yeah. So to correct you guys on some that you guys.
So wait, hold on, HD. I just gotta do something real quickly. Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I had on the board?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you said that you wanted to correct something. What was that?
Yeah. So when you talk about the sacrifice of Jesus, it's considered to be sufficient for all. Not necessarily that he died, not necessarily that everyone is going to get the benefits of the shedding of the blood of the sheep or whatever. It simply means that sufficiently all those who accept Christ to be their Lord and Savior will then receive that gift of salvation in heaven. So
let me ask you a question. Did we have to accept that we're sinners to be sinners?
Do we have to accept? No.
So if we don't have to accept that we're sinners to be sinners, how come we have to accept Lord Jesus in order to receive the gift of Lord Jesus?
Okay, that's simply a criteria that he stated, right? A criteria that he put in order for you to receive the gift of salvation. You would have to believe in him. That's for his glory and the glory of the Father. Because as Christ has already said, everything he does is for the glory of God.
But this sounds like a double bind. I don't have to accept that I'm a sinner in order for me to be a sinner, but I do have to accept that a gift was made for me in order for me to get the gift.
Yeah, so there's two different things. When you're talking about the state of someone, right? So you're saying that they're a sinner. That's describing the state that they're in. They're currently a sinner. It's not some type of ID. You can't identify as a sinner or identify as someone who does not sin. It simply describes the way you live your life absent Christ or absent God. And then when it comes to receiving the gift, that talks about that is a criteria that he set for you to go to heaven. It's not supposed to be
all right, so there's no criteria for me to be this awful sinful person, but there is a criteria for me to receive salvation.
There's literally a criteria to be sinful. And
what's the criteria for me to be sinful?
Transgression God.
How do you transgress God?
By disobeying his commandments, by blaspheming. There's certain things that the Lord points out to be a sins in the Bible. So
right. So the thing is, though, I didn't have to do anything to accept that to be the truth. So why do I have to accept the gift for that to be the truth? Like it seems
you wouldn't have. So when you're under law, right? You can talk about even practical law in America.
Matter of fact, we don't have to go through all this, bro. We don't have to go through all this because it is all silly. Black people should not be Christian, bro.
Yeah, so what you're committing is what is known as a genetic fallacy. You're saying that because of the origins of Christianity in African nations and cultures, that then creates the nature for it to be bad or not good. So
I didn't say anything about it being bad or not good. I just said that we shouldn't be that.
Yeah, that's why it is a genetic fallacy, right? Because you're not saying that based on the credit or value of Christianity that Black people should not be Christians, but
what
rather
value?
than
What value?
No
what value.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying your argument is not that based on Christianity itself or the nature of Christianity, Blacks should not be Christians. You're saying that because of the process or the origins of Christianity in African nations, that's why we should not be Christians.
Correct. Because we should not practice traditions or religions that were used to oppress us. Why would we do that?
We should not. You're saying that we should not. Well, that's not what happened, right?
That is what happened. You ever heard of the verses?
No, but Christianity is different than that. Christianity is simply following Christ, right? So to follow Christ does not necessarily mean.
Why do we have to follow Christ? Because Christ has nothing to do with us. Christ is some guy from Palestine. Why do we have to follow some Palestinian dude?
Because then that's a theistic argument, is that Christ is God. So then you have to follow God.
Do you have proof that Christ is God?
Do you have proof that he's not?
Yeah, we're not sure that he even existed. Not only that, people don't come back from the dead, and not only that, it's only a story in the book. It's a claim. You know who made the claim that he's God, so you got to prove it.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I'm making the claim that Christ is God, I'd first have to set a standard that there is a God to begin with. You agree?
Correct. Right? So how do you prove there's a God first?
So do you know about the necessary argument or
necessary argument? Existence? Yeah, it's stupid because like space and is the reason why I say it's stupid is because space and time is necessary too. So is space and time God?
No, but you saying space and time is necessary is in the same sense making the same claim. Where I would say there is a God, you would say that there is space and time, because you're saying that space and time is necessary. I'm saying that God is necessary, but both of these don't.
How do you show that God is necessary? You have to show that a God exists first. We know space and time exists.
Yeah, so we know that space and time exists, and we also know that space and time came into existence, meaning that it was not eternal and not necessary. So there had to be a point where space and time emerged.
That's not true. But that's not true either, because like because the Big Bang, that hot dense state, it was literally taking up space, and we can't know what was before that.
No. The reason why we can make the claim that is it continues to grow. So for a thing to have a direction where it continues to grow, it had to first have a starting point. So that's
right. Why exactly. We know that space continues to grow.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that space, in of itself, could have always been, because the hot dense state, which the Big Bang came from, was taking up space. So space necessarily always existed.
Wait, so if you're saying that the hot dense state that the universe was in prior to the Big Bang, you'd have to show me, right, what happened for that state to then change.
I can't show you that, but I can't show you that because I don't know. But the only thing that we do know necessarily is that it was taking up space. So space obviously always existed.
And Volcy,
wait. No.
Volcy, pause really quickly if you don't mind, because he's been speaking about philosophy for quite a long time, and he was mentioning fallacies and all of these things in the argument.
I mentioned one fallacy.
I just want to add that, first of all, he did about 4 different fallacies in his argument. He shifted the burden of proof. That's for one. He expected you to offer the burden of proof. He's also the argument from ignorance and shifting the burden of proof throughout the whole entire time. Because one, he's saying that I can't, my God is true, and you can't disprove otherwise. That's literally argument from ignorance.
That's
because your ignorance doesn't mean that he wins the argument in any way, shape, or form. So you created 3 different fallacies. So if you're going to actually quote philosophy into an argument and name which ones are like fallacies, which ones are burden of proof, and all of these things, at least make sure that you're not committing fallacies throughout your whole conversation. That's all I needed to say.
So that was my argument.
I got you. That was your argument. I got you. So yeah, no, it was your argument. I got you. So I got you. That was your argument. So then I would ask, what exactly is your argument? Because the reason why I say that Black people shouldn't be Christian, you already heard it, because it was used to oppress us, and it suppresses a lot of our spiritual heritage. Not only that, there's no way to show that they're true. So we shouldn't follow things that we don't know are true. The time to believe things is after they're proven to be true. And Christianity has never been proven itself to be true. An argument from contingency, these little argument things, those don't prove a God, bro. Because I can make
prove a God for sure. So
you have evidence of a God?
Yeah. So
okay, I want evidence, not a cute little philosophical argument. That doesn't prove anything.
What do you mean evidence? Should black people have morals or believe in morals?
Yeah, some people have.
Those are made up too, right?
Wait. Stop. Should people have what?
Doesn't require Christianity.
Should black people have morals? Can you prove morals?
Yeah, we can prove morals.
In the case that you can't prove morals, then
morals are a structure that humanity made.
So it doesn't exist, right? It's made up by humans, by minds.
It's made up in our minds. Yes.
So it doesn't exist because the mind can't create matter, right? Or material, right?
Correct. Our morals don't physically exist. They don't.
So yeah, and so your argument was that because we can't prove Christianity, that is also one of the reasons why we should not follow Christianity. You can't prove morals to exist. So why would you also advocate for black people to have morals?
Morals are a construction that we make, right? But Christianity is a claim.
It'll also be a construction because it's a religion, right? And religions are social structures.
Right, but the claims that the claims that the religion made, are they true?
Yeah, you can say that.
So how do you prove that? How do you prove that Jesus walked on water? Because we can't go back in time, can we?
But first, even then, to prove that it is wrong to do a thing in a moral framework would also be the same thing as me saying that Christianity makes claims that are true. You would be saying that moral framework makes claims that are true.
Hold on, HD. Hold on. You cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh yeah, my bad. So when you point to moral frameworks and then those moral frameworks say that X thing is bad, that is in the same sense that it is making a truth claim. So when I say that Christianity points to this thing and that is true, it's no different than you saying that morality says that this is bad. You can't prove either thing. They're both constructs.
Right. So these are
the same thing.
All right. So the reason why I would say that those are not the same thing is because of number one, the way that my moral framework, you can make objective observations through it, right? This is different from your claim of Jesus being the Messiah, coming from a God, because you cannot make an objective observation from that. When it comes to my moral framework, you can make an objective observation because my moral framework is built upon basic human empathy, degrees of harm, equality, and things like that. Your moral framework is this book says so.
Yeah, and both of them are made up, right? Because morals are made up, right? So in your sense, in your argument, Christianity is made up and the Bible is also made up. But then you also have to agree that morals being a human concept was also created by humans. So both of them.
Morals is not a human concept. Morals is the word morals is a human concept, but it's not a moral. It's not morals in themselves are not a human concept because even animals, right? HD, pause. Even animals have morals. You know that, right?
They don't.
Yeah, they do.
So morals are wait. So let me.
They do. So hold on, HD. Let me prove it to you that animals have morals, right? Because this was actually experienced. They actually did an experiment on capuchin monkeys, and what they did with capuchin monkeys, they introduced a system of money, and when they introduced that system of money, what you immediately saw is that capuchin monkeys would exchange their money for sexual favors. They would exchange that money for like food. And they would also see that there would be other capuchin monkeys who would take the money from another one, and all the entire troop of capuchins will descend on that person who stole the money and make him give it back. Which means that even amongst capuchin monkeys, they understand that stealing is wrong. You see what I'm saying? So like they have a system of morals. You see the same thing with dolphins. You see the same thing with elephants. Any social species has empathy, and for you to have empathy, that's the baseline of having a moral system. Same thing with chimpanzees.
So what you're doing is making a categorical error. So you're just saying that because monkey did thing, that monkey thought he should have done thing. Because what morals point to is what you should do and should not do. You can never point to me in a scenario where monkey.
I just did that.
Can I finish real quick? Can I finish?
Hold on, wait, HD. This is a problem. This is a problem that I'm having. You're saying that I made a category error because I simply pointed out something, right? But it's not a category error. They literally have a system of morals because in the experiment, in the experiment, when one individual monkey stole from another individual monkey, all the monkeys in the entire troop descended on the thief and made him give the money back. So that means that they know that what he did was wrong. No one taught them this. They did it themselves.
That's not.
I.e., there's a moral system.
Exactly. That's a categorical error. You're saying that because you're saying
It's
that
not a
because they,
categorical
can I
error.
finish?
That's
Just let me finish.
moral
Let me finish.
Yeah. You can finish, and then you have 2 more minutes with me, and then everybody else is gonna jump in. Go ahead.
Because you saw a monkey do a thing, that does not mean that the monkey thought that he had to or should have do a thing. What morals are is what you should do and what you should not do. Monkeys don't thinking, oh, you know what, we should go jump that thing. No, that was a response that they had. They jumped it. That does not mean that created some type of concept where they should have. Right.
All right. So HD. Let me ask you this question. HD. The problem that I'm having, this is the issue, bro. You're literally like this. I'm not sure if you're not getting this, but like this is kind of insane what you're saying. You're saying that morals are systems of something that should or should not do. If they went to that individual monkey and made him give the possessions back to the person he stole it from, how are you then saying that they didn't think that that monkey shouldn't have done what he done? How can you then make that claim?
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
Hold on. You think that the monkeys thought that they should have jumped or they should have not?
No, what I'm saying is that HD, listen to what I'm saying clearly to you. In this troop of monkeys, they understood that one monkey taken from another is wrong because they stopped it and they made him give it back.
That's what I'm saying.
So hold on, wait, listen. They would not do that if they didn't realize something was wrong. They would have left it alone. But the fact that they got involved, the entire troop got involved and made him give the possession back means that they know it was wrong.
So even the study itself says that this does not point to morals in monkeys. Because again, it's a categorical error. What morals are is what you think you ought do or what you think you ought not do. Because
And they
you see
did not
monkeys
think
do a thing.
that
Wait.
stealing was okay.
Because you see a monkey do a thing that does not then create the mindset that they should have do a thing that they did. That's a categorical error.
You're moving the
can't prove
goalposts at this point.
No, I'm not.
So why did they hold on to HD? Why did they stop it?
We don't know. How would
so
we
you're so we hold on. So
the study itself says the study itself says for economic cohesion. So some type of system where if one steals from one,
so HD,
why they did it then.
HD, if they do not have some sort of empathy for each other, why would they stop each other from stealing from each other? Why would they do that?
The study itself cited economical concepts. It said that in the
yes, I know it's an economic concept. We know that.
The study itself pointed to it not being morals, but rather an economical mindset. Meaning, if you steal from me, I would want someone else to go.
Yeah, at the economic mindset, but it's still the fact that they thought that stealing was
wrong.
You cannot get around that.
Hey, Volcy, do you mind if
in the study?
It's on real quick?
Yeah, it's y'all turn anyway.
Go
You guys can go ahead. It's y'all turn.
All right. Let me address this real quick.
The study did not say that step.
And I'm gonna. And everything that I'm going to claim.
It being an economic concept. Hold on, Karma. It being an economic concept does not change the idea that they, in fact, did think that stealing from one another is wrong, which shows they have empathy, i.e., morals, and a conversation. We're gonna wrap that up. Karma,
no. I want to talk about
the study
this
didn't
more.
even say the monkeys jumped to other monkeys.
Wrap it up.
Never said that, bro.
HD, give me a second. So, first of all, I'm going to provide everything that I'm going to state. I'm going to provide studies and proof for it. The first claim that I'm making here, that majority of scientists, the biologists, neuroscientists, etc., most of them believe that animals do have morals. That's just a fact, regardless if your feelings.
And you're creating one.
That's not appealing to authority. We're talking about biology. We're talking about science. We're appealing to knowledge, not authority. Those are two different things.
Science don't fit with morals, bro.
Okay, so now
yes,
let me
they do.
I'm like, wait. My sister again. I'm gonna drop you.
Okay, so now let me name the studies that prove my claim. So, for example, the first study that I have is Bartle and Mason. This study was done in 2011. The studies was done on rats. So it says rats will free trapped rats even when there's a chocolate sitting there as an easier reward. The reason why these rats freed their people instead of eating the food that was there was because of loyalty, which is a part of what? Morals. They have the morals of saving their own people instead of just getting the food. Because we all know that if, for example, your friend is trapped, but somebody's offering you money, it is morally correct to save your friend. Number 2, chimpanzee monkeys. In the experiment that was done in
Pharmacist,
in
by the way, can you
nature.
put some of these studies in the comment section, like the link to some of them?
Yeah, I'll put all of them at the end. I'll put all of them in the comments. This study was done in 2003. This study was done on chimpanzees. So it says chimpanzee monkey in the famous experiment, Riot. When they see unfair treatment, if a monkey gets a grape, which is a better reward, and the other gets a cucumber, which is compared a trash reward, the cucumber monkey throws the cucumber back and refuses to work and protests unfairness. That means they understand fairness and they understand fair treatment and unfair treatment,
That's not what
which
the
is
study
also
said,
a
though.
part of morals.
That's
And
not
if
what the
you
study
don't,
said, though.
if you
Can
don't
you
know
read
how
what
to
the
read
study
as,
said?
if you don't know how to read and understand a study, that's your problem. I'm a
No, I'm
registered
saying that's
nurse.
not what the study
I know
said.
how to read, understand a study. If you don't know how to read or understand it, that's a you issue, not a me issue. Again,
you have one more time.
not only
Can I
was
ask my
I taught
question,
how to
ma'am?
read and study in
Okay,
school,
now you're
I
getting
deal with it
quiet, 'cause
on
I
a
told you not to
no. That
interrupt my
wasn't
sister.
exactly.
Okay, well, can I
And
ask you
I
a
can
question?
keep.
I'm like, I want everyone to know I do not play about my sister at all.
We know.
I do not play about my sister.
And I can name about 100 other different studies that prove my claim. The problem is with people that when people go and read a study, they fail to realize there is rules to reading the study. A study is not like a newspaper. It's not like a book. You need to be able to understand and differentiate everything in the study, the methods of the study, what is the outcome of the study, how do we utilize that study, the result of all of these things.
All right,
Come on
guys.
now.
Okay,
All right,
so
yeah,
would
that was
y'all-
about. Carl, hold on. It's not your turn. Give me a second, Carl. All right, y'all. Quick commercial break. All right, so they said that
Hold on,
that wasn't
I'm
him who got off mute.
Wait, okay, then come back up.
Yeah, we'll bring you back up. No, it's all good. We'll bring you back up. All right, so HD.
Person? Was it Arnold?
Yeah. So
no, it was I think it was Carl. All right, so HD.
Oh,
so,
my bad. Oh
no, all good. So the person, whoever that was,
Why
you
y'all
come
take
back
so
up.
long to prove that God is not real?
All right. So
okay,
go ahead and mute up,
Carl.
Carl.
You go.
Yeah, Carl's go. All right. So
yeah, because I specifically said don't interrupt my sister. I did say that.
Yeah.
And y'all gonna learn quick. I do not play about my sister.
All right, Arnold, we're gonna bring you right back up on a second, but we're gonna wrap with HD. So HD, yeah, this goes like beyond my point. The point is that there are plenty of studies that show that animals do have a fair a system of empathy, fairness, cooperation, morals, all that, right? It goes to show that they have all of that. So when we just need to wrap this part up. Animals also have empathy. Now you can say that they don't have the complex moral framework that humans have. We could all agree there, right? They don't have the complex moral framework that human beings have, but they do have a system of morality. They have it.
Also, do you mind if he answer my question before he pivots?
Yeah, sure.
I just need to ask him this. How did HD, how do you read a study?
So you read a study by going through it, looking at the methodology.
What is the steps?
Can I
need step by step. No, because you're not telling me the steps. I need the steps.
Can I finish? It doesn't have to be step by step.
No, it does. It does. It does. No, it does. As somebody that studied biology, as somebody that's a registered nurse, there is. Yes.
I did computer science. I did computer science. It doesn't have to be a specific step. What you first have to do is check. What you first have to do is check that it has a reputable source, and then you go on to look at the methodology. Then you look at the body.
And what is a reputable source? What is a reputable source?
What is a reputable source? That's a quick question.
That would be some like some type of academic backing. So we'd have to have some type of
so if it's from Harvard,
someone from.
So question: if it's from Harvard, we automatically accept it?
No, it has to specifically be published by Harvard in some type of peer review or some.
It's on the Harvard website. If it's literally published on the Harvard website, it has the name of Harvard, everything. Do we accept it? Yes or no?
It depends on what your criteria is to accept studies. So for some,
I'm like HD. I'm like you just told us that a credible source. I'm like i.e. by an academic institution, Harvard.
Academic backing.
Academic backing and peer reviewed, correct?
Can I share? That's what I was trying. Wait, Volcy, that's what I was trying to get to. Peer reviewed.
Peer reviewed. Yeah, but hold on.
Reviewed.
Got you. I got you, Carmen. Everybody, pause real quick. So HD. The criteria that we could all agree with, right, is something from a reputable source, academic backing, and peer reviewed.
Sorry, can I please share my thoughts?
Hold on, Anthony. So HD, do you agree with those criteria?
At least basically academically reputable. Yeah, sure.
Exactly. All right. So the studies
that's just to take the study.
That's just
how to read the study. Reading the study is literally a step-by-step process because you have to verify every single thing. You have to look at the abstract of the study. You have to check the research question. You have to literally look at the methods that was utilized. Check where the methods correctly, right?
Right.
You have to check the results, which is the raw data. And don't fuck up.
All right. So HD. We are going so far into the weeds here, bro. It's been proven that animals have morals, bro. Just concede.
No, it hasn't.
So how do you explain the dozens of hundreds of peer-reviewed papers that show it? How do you explain that? There's lying.
That's classifications.
Hold on, HD, stop. How do you explain the dozens to hundreds of studies that show that animals have moral systems, social animals specifically? How do you explain that? Niggas just lying?
Again, it's a classification thing. They're classifying this thing as moral. That does not mean it's...
All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and move on.
Okay. We dropped him.
Hold on,
can I just speak on this?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're allowing some of your guests to get so far off topic, and the topic is Black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or B.A.H.I. They're intentionally doing that because they don't want to delve into the topic. They don't want to go into why we should not be indoctrinating our children or should not be worshiping this deity that was forced upon our ancestry through the dumb verses, through the doctrinal discovery. They don't want to get into that. So you need to make sure that they are not trying to control you.
No, you're right. We're gonna go ahead and get right back to the topic. I appreciate that.
We're gonna get right back to the topic.
All right. So no, hold on. Anthony, it's not your turn yet. All right, Chosen, you still there? Still there, Chosen? Chosen, you got about... Oh, there you go, Chosen. Yeah. Chosen, you there?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Gotcha. All right. So Black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or B.A.H.I. Are you over 8? Are you at least 18? And are you any religious tradition?
Okay. Firstly, I'm from Africa, and what I want to say is these Europeans are trying to brainwash Africa. And I have a proof. See, our ancestors
looks like you're on. All good. Looks like you're on my side. No problem. All right. So Anthony, how's it going? I mean, I said Anthony. Arnold, how's it going? Arnold, are you at least 18? And do you have a religious tradition?
Yes, I am, and I am Christian. So, I just wanted to comment on what HD was talking about. And
no, don't worry about that. Black people should not be Christian. Why do you think that we should be?
Okay. So I'll just start off like the previous conversation that you guys were having about animals having morals or not, right?
Don't worry about that. Black people should not be Christian. What do you want? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the part where.
Don't worry about the previous conversation. This is your conversation now.
mean?
Black people should not be Christian. Let's talk about that.
All right. So the reason I'm personally Christian is the teaching of the Bible on what human beings are, right? So based on what the Bible teaches, human beings exist in 3 realms, right? So the physical realm, the mental realm, and then the spiritual realm, right? And if you do not if you don't agree with the fact that like there's a spiritual realm, then it's easy for you to say that God doesn't exist, right?
Okay, cool. All right. So when it comes to the Bible, right? Because I'm kind of lost on what you're trying to say. You say that you think that Black people should be Christian because it says that humans exist in 3 different realms.
Right.
That's I'm not sure if it even says that. I don't know if that's wrong. But even if it does, so what? Like, who cares? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it does.
Yeah,
but yeah, whether it does or not, that doesn't matter. What you think that just because this book says that humans exist in 3 different realms, that mean we should believe it?
No, so that's where I'm going. So basically, Christianity.
Actually, Arnold, I'm sorry, Arnold. I'm sorry, Arnold. I'm gonna let you go. I want to know why specifically should Black people be Christian? Because the Bible's saying this, right? It can say it all day, or it cannot say it, whatever. Right. But why should we as Black people then believe? Hold on, Marcus.
That's where I'm going.
Why should we as Black people believe it?
That's where I'm going. So basically,
just get there. You don't have to preamble. Just get there. Why should we believe it?
So the basis of faith is literally like the gateway to esoteric knowledge, right?
Okay.
So based on that, from my own personal experience, studying the Bible and claiming it to be the Word of God, it has opened my mind to a different world understanding that has given me an advantage over, certain things. Like, for example, based off of the Word of God, I understand that I have control over the elements of this world, and all that is from the Bible. And I understand
Wait,
that.
that's how I know you never read the Bible. Because if you read the Bible, you would understand you actually have no control. Actually, and everything was written, and everything is written by God.
That's fine.
And everything you're doing is manipulated by God. If
That's
you actually
fine. I
read or
understand.
studied the
Okay.
Bible.
Wait, hold on, Arnold.
But let's go back to the main question here, because you're literally
You're
going on.
not answering it. Yeah, you're not answering
Why
it. So
should we, and I'm going to word it in this way. Why should we, as Black people, believe in a religion that on a regular basis has not only been violent to us, but to everybody else?
yeah, and before you answer that, Arnold, I really want to go back to what you said, that it gave you mastery over the elements. You the Avatar, my nigga. Like what, earth, fire, water, and air. Like you airbending, my guy. Like
what you know that I don't know?
because for real, if you fire bending, teach me that shit. I want to know how to fire bend for real. Like teach me that. That's my favorite element.
You're giving me the chance to
I want to
answer.
be a water bender, so I can be your student, Arnold.
Yeah,
I want to be a firebender. Have y'all niggas smoked
I can show
out.
you. I can show you how to live in health, like perfect health.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, but let's get back to the actual question, Arnold. Let's get back to the actual question, because like whatever you read from the Bible, I don't know what the hell Bible you read when you said that you had mastery over the elements, like the Avatar and shit. I don't know what Bible you read, but whatever you read, whatever you read is specifically about how karma acts, right? Specifically for us as Black people, we know that it came into the continent, because it's not like you're from the continent. We know that it came into the continent. Exactly. So it came into the continent, and we know that it was used to colonize and oppress us. So because it was used to colonize and oppress us, and not only that, we had our own spiritual traditions that the colonizers erased and replaced with Christianity. And not only that, it's some foreign thing that has nothing to do with us in the first place. And we don't need it for morals, because we already had a system of morality before Christianity came in. Right. Why exactly should we then believe this? Because it's foreign, it's violent against us, it's oppressed our cultural traditions. The fact that I'm even speaking English to you right now is because of colonization and Christianity. Like I should be speaking Swahili or something like that, you know?
Okay, I understand. So,
and also, we were flourishing.
I understand.
And Africa was flourishing before Christianity actually hit the continent.
Right.
And once Christianity hit the continent and the white Europeans came over, our resources were drained. We were getting unalized by mass numbers if we did not convert. And all of our spiritual understanding and all of our, monuments and all of our history was destroyed.
Right. Okay. I understand the conversation that you guys are having. Okay. I would just want to say that the Bible actually has been in Africa before the Europeans brought it.
Wait. Thank you for saying that. Wait. Thank you for saying that. Wait. No. Let's pause because I like to do a history check. No. Fuck out of my face.
You asked me a question and I'm answering it.
No. Fuck out of my face.
What's your name? Kari? Karma.
So,
I want to say this, Arnold. You keep. I guess you try to keep making justification for everything that they just said.
No,
Did you hear everything that they said? You can believe that the Bible came out of Africa. I know you're gonna say Ethiopia, which is a lie. You haven't never heard of the Septuagint or anything like that. They can educate you, or you got a computer in your hand, you can educate yourself. Collectively, as Black people, this religion, this ideology was used to justify the atrocities in the subjugation of the transatlantic slave trade, which we have all been victimized from. Even if you are on the continent, you suffer colonization, demoralization from this and the race to Africa, from this doctrine, from this canon that said, look, you can go, that was justified by a Portuguese Pope that said, look, you can go into these African nations and you can pillage, you can rape, you can kidnap everybody who doesn't believe like you believe. On the basis of our religion. Like it was literally used for oppression. So they're asking you collectively, not your own personal testimony of air bending and water bending and all that stuff, fire bending, write a manual, I buy it. We're asking you collectively, why should Black people still uphold these remnants of slavery? Because it is a remnant of slavery.
I understand that. That's
but also pause really quickly because I want to do a history
you're not
lesson
me
here.
To talk.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. You can cry later after I'm done. It's fine. I'll give you time to cry. So let's do a history lesson.
Yeah, understand everything.
No, fuck out of my face.
Okay.
So first history lesson.
Stay on mute while Karma speaks.
From 30 to 33 BC, we all understand that Jesus, the person named Jesus, was born in some place called Bethlehem, which is nowadays, in modern day, is called in the origin language in Aramaic, Bethlehem, which is currently located in Palestine, which is nowhere near Africa. When Jesus, after they got ate up in Jerusalem, because they got ate up, he then decided to migrate into Egypt. Egypt back then was not a part of Africa, nor it is now. That's for one. And they reached Egypt around 40 to 50 CE, right? That's when Jesus and St. Mark's went into Alexandria, right? St. Mark's went into Alexandria at 42. Jesus went there at 40. They both went together, right? And then afterwards, they moved into what is now known as Syria. That was the next step after Egypt was Syria, right? Which is now the modern name for it. After Syria, they decided to go into parts of Europe, which was Turkey, because Turkey was the closest thing to Syria, which Turkey we understand is a part of Europe technically. Some parts of Turkey ends up in Europe, some parts in the Middle East, they have their disagreements, I don't care. And from Turkey, they then went on to Greece, and then from Greece, they then decided to go to Romania, and from Romania, they went to Ethiopia. And if we go back into documentation and in history, we will see the church's documentations in Romania, which I can actually show you the pictures. I actually sent it to Black Atheist when we were on the live the other day. I can show you all the church's documentation. It literally says on the bottom to subdue, enslave, or unalive any African person does not obey the church's conversion into Christianity. That's how Ethiopia became Christian. When the whole thing, the oldest Bible being Ethiopian, because it was collected in Ethiopia. Same thing like the fucking iPhone. The whole iPhone is collected and put together in China, but we still call it an American iPhone. We don't call it a Chinese iPhone. We call it an American iPhone, even though it was grouped and put together in China. It was heavily pushed in America. It's heavily sold in America. It's the same exact thing. Something being collected in Ethiopia or put together in Ethiopia doesn't make it originate in Ethiopia. It just means that it was collected, it was put together, and it was heavily spread there.
All right, guys. Quick commercial break. I appreciate y'all. We're at 20K likes. Shout out to everyone who's watching me over on YouTube, the YouTubes as well.
I actually wanted to hear from Arnold.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Arnold left. Arnold did leave. Here's what they were gonna do, y'all, because I am getting those
He left on
comments.
his own because I didn't drop him.
Yeah, he left on his own.
Yeah.
So just a second. Yeah, he wanted to go ahead and speak and have his opinion, which is fair. I am getting comments saying that we should go ahead and let the people speak on what they're gonna speak on. That's fine. So yeah, we're gonna do that, y'all. We are gonna do that. The only reason why. The only reason why. Right. The only reason why I interrupt and stop some of these folks is because they go into preach mode, y'all. And that's the reason why I stopped them. Whenever y'all see me saying, okay, stop, let's go back. Only reason I do that is because these folks love to go into preach mode. If you give them an inch, they will take them
preach mode, or they want to drift from the conversation,
or they give a testimony.
I don't want to hear no testimony.
Exactly.
Just stick to the topic collectively.
Yeah.
Black people should or should not be Christian, Muslim, or B.A.H.I. And when you get on the panel, talk about that. Don't talk about, well, in 1997, God saved me from a kangaroo when me and my parents was on vacation. Nobody want to hear that shit.
Exactly. Nobody trying to hear that, y'all. So that's the only reason.
No one's trying to hear your testimony. This is not your church.
Not your church, exactly.
And
so
also,
that's the.
The other reason why some of us interrupt them. Right, because not only are Christians that are listening, also other atheists that are listening. When it comes to misinformation, like something like the Ethiopia bullshit that he was saying, we have to make sure to correct that. You can't sit here and tell me that a nation that became Christian 300 years later, there are many other nations where Christian was the first one to become Christian. And that's a misinformation. That's why we have to address certain misinformation right away.
And let's be clear, the only reason that Black Christians want to hold on to that, first of all, the only reason that Black Christians want to hold on to that is because they want to justify being Black and being Christian. They want to do that.
Exactly, it validates them.
They want to validate it. And here is the thing. It's not valid. So let's just put that to the side. Second, you niggas ain't Ethiopian. Y'all are descendants of West Africans. So even if, let's say, hypothetically, that was true, that don't apply to you niggas, because if you are a descendant of a transatlantic slave trade, you are a descendant of West and Central Africans, and Ethiopia is in East Africa. So it is irrelevant to the conversation.
Yeah, completely irrelevant. All right, guys. We're gonna talk to Mark. All right, Mark, it's your time to shine. If you want to talk to me first and then talk to the rest of the panel, that is fine.
Anyone who ain't Ethiopian. I want to hear that from anyone who's not a descendant of Ethiopians.
All right, Mark.
Giving me the time.
No problem, Mark. All right, Mark. Just to let's go ahead and get some things cleared up first. Are you at least 18? And do you have a religious indoctrination?
Yes, I'm 39 years. I live in Africa.
Okay.
I'm a Christian.
And you are a Christian. Okay, cool. So that timer is on. So you're going to speak to me for about 15 minutes. I don't think Black people should be Christian. And the reason why is because of what it did to Africa. You're living there, so you see it firsthand. All that is because of colonization. All that is because Christianity was put in there. erased a lot of our cultural heritage. I should be speaking to you in a language that our ancestors spoke. You know it, but I don't know it because I was brought over here, and we had to create an entire new language in order to speak with each other. We had to create entirely new religious traditions because we lost our cultural traditions over in Africa and our spiritual heritage.
New ethnicities were formed as a result. We went through ethnogenesis. So
right, exactly. So yeah, he's gonna speak to me first, and then when that time goes down, then everyone else could go ahead and speak to him. So Mark, those are the reasons why I think that we shouldn't be Christian. Why do you think that we should be?
Yeah. So first of all, I listened to you very well. I listened to other panelists very well. You see, the reason why I'm a Christian has a lot to do with the spiritual aspect of Christianity. But when I'm speaking with you, I want to state fact. I want to state physical reasons. I want to state rational reasons why I am a Christian as an African. And that's what we are going to delve in right now.
Okay, cool. So when it comes to the spiritual aspects, do you think that Christianity is the only spiritual aspect that we should follow? How come we shouldn't follow what our ancestors did?
No, so the thing is that we as Black Africans, the idea, the concept that all men are created equal and have the same value in the sight of God is a value system that was brought by Christianity. Before that, we did not have that value system. All men are dispensable and everybody is dispensable to the village head. So, for instance, in my tribe, when a king dies, hundreds and hundreds of people are sacrificed as a way of accompanying the dead chief to the afterlife. This is our tradition that even in our local parlance, we still have that tradition. We narrate it to ourselves. We knew what our ancestors did in the past. Slavery, even way before Europeans, slavery was rampant in our society. And we know about it. We know how we practice it. The only reason why, and this is one of the reasons why when the Europeans came to buy slaves.
Mark, hold on 1 minute.
Listen, let me finish
hold on.
talking.
No, I know. I don't want
finish.
you to spread misinformation. The system of slavery in Africa was not the chattel slavery in the Americas and Brazil and everything like that. The system of slavery in Africa, you could work your way out of it or buy your way out of it or marry your way out of it. I say that because I don't want you to spread misinformation and anti-Blackness, because you're doing a lot of scapegoating. You're doing a lot of waffling. There's other people on this live, and I don't want them to be misguided. The system of slavery in Africa was more like indentured servitude, and you know that. It was not chattel slavery where people were herded as cattle. Women, little girls went to breeding farms and was spread eagle and had to just lay there and take it from everybody until they got pregnant. Don't do that. Don't do that on this live. I know you brainwashed, and I know you're going to give a testimony, but don't you spread misinformation.
Yeah, I wanted to actually address that misinformation that you said, Mark. The first thing that you said is that Christianity bought the framework of all humans have moral value. That's incorrect. Like, which tribe are you? I was just say which tribe. Which ethnic group are you part of in Africa?
Yeah. So before I answer this question,
no, answer that. Just answer that. Which ethnic group are you part of? Hold on. Which ethnic group are you part of?
That's going to lead to the question how we're going to navigate this.
Mark, it's going to navigate that, right? Which ethnic group are you part of?
I'm from the Akan tribe.
From what?
The Contra, is that in Ghana?
Yes, correct.
Right. You said Akan?
Okay, I'm like, so you're Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Right. You said the Akan. You said the Akan ethnic group?
Yes, correct.
All right. Yeah, I descend from them too.
Because I recognize it. I'm like, isn't that in Ghana?
All right.
Yes,
so
in Ghana.
Yeah, it's I know it's in Ghana. Yeah, so because I have ancestry from there too. What I was gonna say, Mark, is because while you were talking, when you said that there was no moral, that moral system of everyone being equal didn't exist, I knew that was wrong, but I had to Google to make sure, right? And one of the first results I got was the Akan. They did have that before Christianity. So this is one of my my problems with how Christianity has ruined Africa, right? that's why I said it ruined a lot of our spiritual heritage and a lot of our history, because you as an Archon person didn't even know that there was a moral system of intrinsic equal spiritual value before Christianity. You said it didn't exist, but it did. And 5 seconds on Google showed me that it did. You see what I'm saying? So like this is yeah. So Mark, this is one of the issues why I have. So as you can see, this is one of the issues that I have with Christianity, right? I'm pretty sure you heard of Okra. Okra is the entire soul thing that they had Ghanaians or Akan people had before Christianity.
And some. Don't forget some as well. And Okra and some. That every human, every person had those divine souls in them, and humans' life is protected because these two things were in humans.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mark, I'm pretty sure if you never heard of these things, that actually proves my point. But if you have heard of these things, that even more proves my point. You dismiss it and think that Christianity gave it to you when we already had these type of things. So why would you say, if you're gonna knew about them, why would you say that Christianity gave it to us when it didn't?
Volcy, can you do me a favor? Is it possible for you to put that on the backdrop real quick so he can see it?
I have to, hook my phone and show the screen.
I don't know if you're on what device you're on.
I'm on my phone.
What do you want to put? And I can put it on my thing if you guys want.
Yeah, can you tell Karma what you typed into Google?
Wait, are you talking about Sumsum and Okra?
Yeah, Sumsum and Okra.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and put that up.
No, I was talking about the spirituality piece, actually.
No, I'll put that up because I have a lot of Ghanaian ancestral. That's why when he said that, I was about to clock that shit immediately because he's speaking literally the same words of a colonizer.
Yeah, I'm like, which technically, I wonder if that would mean, because we have different dads. I wonder if if that would apply to
no, that's from our mom's side.
Oh, that's our mom's side. So we do have. I'm Ghanaian. Ow.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we're gonna give Mark a chance to go ahead and respond. So Mark, did you know about these concepts?
Yeah. So I think it is important to allow me to build my point. Then you can come in here.
Right. We're gonna allow you to build your point, but you said two things that were egregiously wrong, which was one, we didn't have. Africans didn't have a system of equality and morals or equality of human worth, and number two, that we had that the slavery that we had was basically like how the Europeans were. Both of those aren't true, which is what our issue with Christianity is. It teaches you these things, but they're wrong. So my question is, did you know about it?
So what Black Americans must understand is that the way we understand a perceived history in Black Africa here is totally different from your experience in history in North America when you were shipped there. So when a Black African,
hold on, I just want to make this clear.
You need to listen to them very
Black
carefully
American.
without trying.
Hold on, let me just get this clear. Volcy is not Black American. He is Haitian American.
He's Caribbean American. He's a Haitian.
But he's Haitian specifically. So Haitian, Caribbean American. Me and Karma, Chelsea, I don't know about you. I don't know what you Black American.
I am a Mississippian.
Okay, so okay, so girl, right here. Okay, so Chelsea, Karma, and I are ethnic Black Americans. So before you go thinking that everyone with an American accent is a Black American, both is Haitian.
Right. So Mark, I'm promising I'm gonna let you keep going, right? But just to reiterate, number one, you said that we didn't have, or Africa didn't have, a system of equality and morals, but it did. And number two, you're talking about like the horrible chattel slavery that the Europeans brought on us. You said that existed in Africa. I'll give it to you that some pockets of Africa did have that, right? But it wasn't uniform. Many of the parts of Africa were just like how we said, indentured servitude. So these are my issues with Christianity, how it basically flattens out the entire history of Africa to make it seem like it was just one big savage land, and it wasn't like that. There was systems of moral equality. There was indentured servitude that wasn't the chattel slavery that we see in that we saw in American Atlantic slave trade. So, Mark, I do want you to get your point across, but you got to kind of land the plane. Like we don't need a whole preamble. Just tell us what your point is. You see what I'm saying? So these things that you said about us are kind of incorrect.
And I'm going to hold you directly to this claim that you are making. And let me ask you this. Look,
Karma,
when you guys come to Africa to learn about slave trade, you end up in Elmina Castle. And you think when we talk about the slave trade, Elmina Castle tells the whole story. And that is where you guys are misinformed and you guys have been deceived. Look, when you come to any part of Africa, hold on. When you come to any part of Africa to understand how slavery worked in Africa and how it worked in North America, do not go to the castles. Go to the hinterlands and understand how local folks raided towns and villages, ransacked them, burnt the villages and raided slaves, put them in slave camps. For instance, in Ghana, we have more than 100 slave camps in the north.
Okay, so Mark, I'm sorry. Mark, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can you just pause for me real quick? I'm not denying what you're saying, bro. But that's not the point that I'm trying to make. I'm not denying that over in Ghana, yes, there were empires, and empires tend to be brutal. So empires tend to enslave other people, right? That happens. We're not denying that, bro. Of course, like Africans are human like anybody else. That did happen. I'm gonna get to what Karma has on the board. So yeah, that did happen. We're not denying that, Mark. What we're saying is that what Christianity does is that it flattens the African continent to make it seem that it was all just this uncivilized, savage land, and that's not true. Because one of the big things is anti-black, and one of the big things that you said was that we didn't have a concept of equality of humans, and that did exist even in Ghana. So that's the issue that we have with Christianity. You saying that, oh, there was slavery and horrible things. We know that. Of course there were. Empires are brutal. Ghana had plenty of empires. We know that. But our issue with Christianity is that it made it seem that this was just a savage, uncivilized land that had no morals. That's untrue. And that's what you claimed, knowing it's not true. And that's the problem. Let's read what Karma has on the board. Karma, go ahead.
Karma, if you're talking, your voice is off.
I'm not sure if Karma's on mute. Oh, there you go.
So no contradiction in God.
Can I continue?
The okra is the divine life-giving soul from God. While the sansa is the human spirit, or personally that develops through worldly experience and acts in dreams and defines character. Now, when we go down here to break down each one, the origin, giving, supreme being, Rahim, birth, a divine essence, function. The core life force is departure, significant death, Uwu or Uwi, depending on the region you're from. Worship. The okra is worshipped and receives offering, with some having personal altars. Connections, connected to the Father and the blood, which is Notro and Mugaya. Tonsum, the origin, develops from the Father's Spirit, which Notro again, and experience in the world, the function. The individuals, conscious spirits, personality, and character, responsible for dreams, interactions with spirits, etc. Nature can be described as strong, weak, heavy, or gentle. It fights the evil and weakness. So this traditions understood the difference between what is evil, what is weakness, what is good, and what is helpful. So Christianity did not teach us any of these things because we knew these things and we knew how to protect ourselves from it. Also, our traditions also taught us how to, leave the body during a sleep, allowing dreams to encounter. For example, we now know that if somebody is dream walking, we shouldn't wake them up. We know these things in our African traditions before science even said anything about it and said, hey, you shouldn't wake somebody up while they're sleepwalking or etc. It's not good for them. The afterlife, it already showed us what the afterlife is between Sansam and Okra. We already had all of these things in our traditions. We had the mercy. We had warriors. We had all of these things. We had community. We used to work together. There wasn't anybody that was more superior than anybody else. Everybody did their job, did what they were good at, and the community flourished. So Christianity didn't bring up shit. Christianity, when it came to Africa, all that it said that we're a bunch of barbaric, demonic, evil entities, and we need to be subdued. That's all that Christianity brought over to Africa. They thought our traditions, because they didn't understand it, because they're European, which their traditions is barbaric. Not washing your ass for 300 years, that's barbaric. That's nasty. That's filthy. That's evil.
Right.
I think another thing that Mark was missing was that he was talking about different tribes and how different tribes operated. When they took on other people or enslaved people, those were prisoners of war per se. They were not enslaving those people just because, it was like the spoils of war, if that makes any sense. It's the same thing as when the Vikings or the Europeans went to war with the neighboring country. It's pretty much the same thing. So when you try to scapegoat Africans as being these savages, you have to do the same thing with Europeans, Germans, and everybody else who basically did the same. Like, it was just neighboring, boring people, but it wasn't, take everybody, oppress everybody, grab what you can grab, kidnap them, because we need a labor force. We need to fulfill our sexual fetishes or something like that. It was nothing like that. It was nothing to the point of regarding people as chattel, regarding people as animals, regarding people as, they don't have any feelings, they don't have any autonomy, they don't have anything. We can do whatever we want to them. We can eat them if we want to eat them. We can, take their children and throw them in the fucking Mississippi River and use that as alligator bait. We can do that. Like, that's what happened to us, Mark. So you need to understand, like, we understand Africa because Black Americans, Caribbean Americans, they've always had a, collective thirst to understand what happened. Where did we come? Like, what happened? Like, how did this come to be? So we research these things. You are a continental African, so you can only relate to colonization and think that, these good Christian white people brought over Jesus and Jesus is all I need. No, it destabilized and demoralized your countries in your tribes. You had a rich culture before these Europeans invaded.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm sorry, Chelsea. Yeah, because I do want to
say something after you.
Yeah, right. Because I do want to give Mark a chance to respond because we're throwing a lot at him. So what I wanted to say, Mark, is that out of all this, I'm pretty sure. I shouldn't say I'm pretty sure, but I assume that that Africa had a rich history before the Europeans came. The problem with the argument that you made is that you basically implied, or basically explicitly said, that Christianity brought some sort of moral system to Africa that didn't exist before, but it did. Now, of course, we know that some African tribes enslaved other African tribes, went to war, had atrocities. We understand that, bro. We get that. What is true, though, is that African societies had moral systems, equality in moral systems before Christianity came. That's documented history. You can't deny that. So when you say that Christianity brought this moral system to Africa, that's problematic. Can you see that?
Yeah, so I'm not denying that Black Africans had zero moral system before Christian missionaries came. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that there's a different concept of a moral system that Christianity brought that we did not have. And this is evidence in the recordings and writings of our first elite, that is those that went through the missionary education.
I'm sorry, Volcy, can you tell me to repeat that part? I don't think I understand. I understood the first part.
Yeah, can you say that one more time, Mark?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that Black Africans had zero moral systems before missionaries came. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there's a different concept of a moral system that came, that added to build on the already moral system that we had. And this is not about hearsay. We have evidence for this in the writings and records of our first elite. So when you come to Ghana, you see Castle Hayford, you see Ekem Ferguson. These are our first elite, and we see them writing to the chiefs. We see them writing to the community leaders and told them, like, look, the way you are treating these people is wrong. In Christ, all men are created equal. So stop this, stop this, stop this. We see them pushing a different concept of human dignity to our local fruits. Yes, so the Sum and all these things that you are. Yes, in Africa, we are very spiritual human beings. There's no ways about it. But look, even in the Black Africa here, and this is one of the things that is really worrying us, the concept of egalitarianism, equality, is a concept that we still don't get it. We still don't grasp the idea as at now. So in the whole Black Africa, we don't have a robust study system, research system that studies inequality in the system. The wealth is concentrated in the hands of the few and the rest can go to hell. As at now, it still continues, which is a different form of slavery. Now, when you guys talk about English as a product of colonialism.
Okay, well, hold on, before you get into that
statement.
Mark, before you get into
Volcy, I beg you, can I take this on for something that he said really badly?
Yeah. I got you, but I do want to point something out.
After you do that,
I got you. All right, so
before you go, sis, off topic. Did you get my text from last night?
Girl, we'll talk about the live. Go ahead, Volcy.
Yeah, girl, go. That's all you
Hold
I just
on.
wanted to see
I'm
if you
going to
can
leave because I got to prepare for Welcome to Dairy. But all I got to say is, Mark, research who your people are. Research these things. Research the race to Africa. Research Cecil Rhodes. Research these characters who came into Africa and pillaged Africa. The reason why, and I'll say capitalism is a byproduct of Christianity as well. The reason why Africa is like it is, what it is because of colonization, through missionary work, through these Christians. And the very reason why you keep saying Black Africans, and not just Africans, is because Africa has been invaded over and over and over and eroded by people who do not look like the original inhabitants of Africa through this missionary work. They gave you a book and took your resources. They gave you God and took your fucking resources. They said heaven is in the sky. We gonna build heaven on earth. That's what happened, Mark. So why are you trying to scapegoat people that look like you? Learn about you. Learn about these people that you revere so much. Because you've been bamboozled. You are brainwashed, sir.
Yeah.
So
you have a great night.
I appreciate you, Chelsea. Let me just. No problem, Chelsea. I appreciate you. Let me just go ahead and respond to this. All right. So, Mark, two things. Number one, you said that you admitted that we do have moral systems, but Christianity brought a different type of moral system that added into it, which was egalitarianism, right? That's also incorrect.
Yeah.
There were plenty of African societies that had egalitarianism way before Christianity came to the continent, right? And they had to have that. Otherwise, that is true. Otherwise, how would they even have societies? It is true that they had that. But the second thing that I would say is that Christianity bring egalitarianism because the colonizers weren't egalitarian. They were not egalitarian at all. You know that because you see the results of colonization in the country right now. So they didn't have a system of egalitarianism. So when you say that Christianity brought it in, but the people who brought it in didn't have an egalitarian system for African people, how can you then credit Christianity with having egalitarianism? If Christianity brought egalitarianism into the continent, there would be no colonization. There would be no need for African countries to rise against the European powers. That won't exist because if they were Christian, they would have bought it in themselves, right? But they didn't. So we know that Africans had egalitarianism before Christianity came in because all humans did. Like Africans were not unique where we just never thought of egalitarianism. That's kind of crazy. We probably not had a word for it, but we definitely had it. We definitely had the concept that people were equal. Saying that it came outside is kind of ridiculous. As a matter of fact, Europeans were doing everything that you were saying, where they concentrated all the wealth and everybody else would go to hell. That's capitalism. That came from Europeans, bro. So it's like I'm really struggling to understand why are you placing these concepts and philosophies that we definitely had in the continent way before Christian. Now, it wasn't everywhere. Of course, it wasn't everywhere because Africa's a vast continent. Of course, it wasn't everywhere. But Black Africans did have it. The Khoisan had it. The Ashanti Kingdom had it. They had it, bro. So it's like we didn't need Christianity to have these things. I'm really struggling with the fact that you're giving Christianity and basically tacitly white people the credit for this when Black Africans, we had this already, bro.
Which is anti-Black.
Yeah, it's kind of anti-Black, to tell you the truth.
So let me respond directly from where you ended. So first of all, I am a proud Black man. I'm a proud African. I'm proud of our history. What I will not accept is whitewashing of history to paint a certain idea system as purely Black, when in fact it is that idea system that a lot of things sprang from. So for instance, when missionaries came, and see, you guys conflating missionary activities in Africa with colonialism is totally wrong. And I think you guys must.
No, it's not. They are one and the same.
No, just let me build my point. Let me build my point. If you're not allowing me to build my point, it means maybe you are scared of what I'm coming to say.
First of all, I'm not scared
you're not building the fucking
situation.
pyramids. Calm the fuck down.
First of all, the reason why English and French is entrenched in Africa has little to do with colonialism.
What?
Wait. So when the French came and was smacking the dog shit out of you and telling you to eat fufu with a fork, that was in colonialism. And they told you that barbaric shit. Put your fucking hands on. Eat fufu with a fork. That wasn't colonialism.
The fact that we are speaking English right now as all Black people, all 4 Black people, is because of colonialism. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, are you fucking okay? Like, are you with us on the same land? But to be honest, Volcy, I knew this was going to happen. And this is why I wanted to address my point earlier, because I knew the barbaric shit was going to happen. Because when you're like, desensitized from reality, you tend to make your own bullshit claims. Because you can't convince me that Christianity brought morals to us. Especially his first claim, and anybody can correct me on this, he said every man is created equal, correct? He said that, right? That was his first claim.
He did say that, yes.
Okay, which men? Were the slaves were created equal? Because in Exodus 21-20, they weren't. Were the women created equal? Because in Timothy 2-12, they weren't. And in 1 Peter, they weren't. Was the disabled people created equal? Because in Leviticus 21-17
and
to
let's
23,
not even get into the
they
gay
weren't.
people.
Were the foreigners equal? Because in Do It 7-2, the foreigners were not equal to the Israelites in the Bible. The infants in Psalms 137-9 were not equal. The gay people in Leviticus were not equal. The disobedient children in Do It 21-18, they weren't equal.
We're not equal. So like the thing is, Mark, this is the issue that we're having, man. Like, I'm really trying to not to be gentle. Trust me, Kay and Karma are trying their best to be gentle. And that's only because they're doing a favor to me. Yeah, I mean, otherwise I would have cussed your ass out already.
Oh,
this is kind of insane.
Because any other point, I would have cussed you out for saying what you just said.
No. But you're
insane,
not
Mark.
You say you are being gentle to me. You are not being gentle. I mean,
okay, Mark. Okay, Mark. I got you, Mark.
Gentle.
Mark. Okay.
I'm handling you with kitty gloves.
Yeah, all right, everybody pause. Mark, I promise I'm gonna let you build the point, but let's not try to get off topic, right? Because us speaking English and French definitely was colonialism, bro. That was definitely colonialism. We did not speak English and French before they came. Come on. So like that was definitely colonialism.
European languages.
Yeah, those are European languages. Those are not African languages. So
the fact
that's
that Black Americans, as an ethnic Black American, we have European ancestry up to 25%. And less, but 15 to 25% European ancestry is literally because of colonialism and slavery. Like, that's literally what happened. So what are you talking about?
And I just want to respond to one thing, because you said that you don't want us to like whitewash history and like put one ideology as a Black thing. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to say is that egalitarianism, I didn't say that it's a Black thing. I said it's a human thing. we had a concept of egalitarianism before Christianity. Europeans had that as well. So did the Chinese. So did the Asians. So did the Middle East people. So did people in North America. So did the indigenous in North America and South America.
I also want to name it's he that is trying to whitewash history, not us.
Right. So we all had a system or an understanding of what egalitarianism is, right? Like Christianity didn't bring that in. We understood that. I'm not saying it's a black thing. I'm saying it's a human thing. As human beings,
none of us had even named that was a black thing. So I don't know what we're talking about.
Right. So what I'm saying, Mark, is that
also,
every single
I'm like Volcy can tell you because Volcy knows me very well. I've been handling you with kitty gloves this entire conversation. Like I promise you, I have been.
Like I hate speaking about myself. Volcy, you know me.
Yeah, I know.
I want to turn his ass out sideways by now, but I'm like, you know something, Wusa.
Me and Trump are sisters for real. Because one thing we do not have tolerance for is stupidity, and definitely stupidity coming from men. Those are two things that make our booty holes itch.
Yeah. All right. So Mark, I promise I'm going to let you respond, right? But do you understand what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying that egalitarianism is a black thing. I'm saying it's a human thing. We didn't need religion for it. We didn't need Christianity. Africans did not need Christianity to understand that humans are equal. We already had that concept that existed. So it existed everywhere. All humans had that. So like, you can't really put the credit for Christianity to have it. We already had the concept.
Yeah. So the challenge with this discussion is that when I make a statement, at least I should be given some few seconds to explain why I said what I said.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll be cut off. Somehow people pretend that they are outraged.
Okay, I got you. So Mark, I got you. You can go ahead, but you have to stop the preambling, bro. Like, just get to your point. Just tell us what you mean.
We are going to correct any misinformation that comes out.
So let me continue from where I left. So when I say that the reason why English and French is entrenched in Africa, I'm not saying that it has nothing to do with colonialism. What I'm saying is that it has less to do with colonialism than our actual physical issues we have in Africa. So for instance, in Nigeria, Pidgin English is a local language. Why is it a local language? There are more than 200 different dialects and we don't understand each other. I am married to a woman of a different tribe. The common language between me and her is English. I don't understand her language. She does not understand my language. You understand? So the reason why English became a very common language to us, apart from the fact that it is the language of academia, is the fact that in Africa, we are not homogeneous people. We are very heterogeneous people. So when the colonialists introduced English as a way of leveraging so that we can understand each other, it caught on naturally and people speak it freely without it. For instance, English is our official language. Why is it our official language? The tribes in Ghana have not even been able to come out to agree that let this particular language, dominant language, become the official language in the country.
Okay,
this
I got that.
Stand against.
Yeah, I get that.
Exactly.
I get that.
So,
right, no, I do get that because
hold on.
I get that.
African dynamic. Pinpoint blaming colonialism for everything. It's totally wrong. That's not how you approach history.
Right, I get that. So,
but the fact of the matter is, French and English are languages that are spoken not only in Africa but in many non-white nations is because of colonialism, and white supremacy. That is a fact. That cannot be disputed.
Right, exactly. So Mark, I do understand what you're saying, right? English makes things easier because there's 500 languages in Africa, and not everyone, one single person can't know 500 langues. But if there's English,
I'm not saying it doesn't have utility, but the reason that you have it is because of colonialism.
Right? That's all we're saying. Right, that's all we're saying. The reason why it is because of colonialism, is
it a bad thing per se?
Is it a bad thing per se to have a common language? It's not a bad thing per se to have a common language, but what I would say is that common language should have came from the continent itself instead of it coming from an outsider. Now, in our case, we can't help that. History is history. It came from an outsider, so it is what it is, right?
Cody,
it's not necessarily a bad thing to have a common language. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Cody, I'm like, Katie, I see you. We're going to keep this black for a little bit.
yeah, it's for a little bit, Katie, because... Matter of fact, he's Mark is gonna be our last guest. So Katie, I promise, I get you the next time I'm live, but Mark has to be our last guest. I gotta get off.
Right now, we're just gonna keep this a black stage.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Cole. Appreciate you. So yeah, Mark, I do agree with you, right, Mark? It is advantageous. It's not a problem to have a common language, right? It's not a problem. I just believe that language should have naturally came up in Africa. I think Swahili should have been that. Now, of course, a lot of people would disagree with me, but that's fine.
Swahili is a beautiful language.
I think it's beautiful, yeah.
I actually came across it when I was on Clubhouse. I don't know how I ended up on the Kenyan side of Clubhouse when I first got on Clubhouse, but I did, and I met these beautiful Kenyan women. Long story short, I heard Swahili for the first time, and it was so beautiful, to listen to.
Swahili itself is a bit of a colonial language anyway, but we'll go
because a lot of Arabic in it, right? There's a lot of Arabic in it, so I do get it, right? So I do get it, bro. So
Volcy, I want to say something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's a lying sack of doodle shit. So yes, there's many African languages that exist, but they're not languages. They're called dialects. They all share similarities. The same way that Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, and Latin all share similarities. He's a lying sack of doodle shit.
Oh, I didn't know that. So all these languages are just So the 500
has also for Karma. My sister has actually been to the continent.
Also, I speak 4 different languages, by the way. I speak Aramaic, Hebrew, certain African dialects, and I speak Arabic.
All right,
so she speaks multiple languages on top of the fact she's actually been to the continent. I have not been to the continent yet, but
I gotta get to the continent for real. All right, so Mark, I have to get off in like about 5-10 minutes, man. Let's get back to the topic because we keep going off topic. You said that. So the question was that Black people being Christian. Now your claim was that it brought some advantages to the continent, such as a moral system of egalitarianism. The thing is, though, we already had that, so we didn't need it.
Buffy says in the comments that Swahili has mainly Bantu languages.
Appreciate that, Buffy. Thank you so much.
I would like to run up my my comment with a question to you about the fact of missionary activity in Africa here, so that you respond to me. So in Ghana, for instance, the Portuguese came around the 14th century.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have to go. Thank you for having me so much, Volcy.
No problem, Carmen. Appreciate you.
I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later, KK. Mark, you can eat at Cholulu.
Wow.
Mahan, you fucking idiot. You're fucking colonized idiot. You're a fucking colonized idiot. And I hope the ancestors get you right by the booty hole, you dickhead.
Come on, stay on to
your mother. Your mother.
Wow. Stay on to answer my question.
Fuck you and Jesus.
Oh, bad. Craziness.
That is my listen, can you tell we're related? Can you tell
Yeah, we can tell.
Can you tell we're related?
You guys are really vulgar, but that's fine.
All right, so Mark, you get what we're saying, right? Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
I have a question. So Christianity came, or the missionaries came around the 19th century. This after about 300 years of Black Africans, Black traditionalists, having contact with Europeans, first Portuguese, Dutch, and then later the British. And they were trading with them first in merchandise like gold, and then industrial goods from Europe, and then later it got west into slaves. And then when slave trade was being abandoned, we were introduced to the cash crop, which is cocoa in the case of Ghana. Then in the 19th century, the missionaries came. But there's one shocking thing about the missionaries. When they came for the first time, and it is missionaries across Black Africa, they were the one that developed African local languages into written languages. And then they translated the Bible into local languages. Then they translated other literature into local languages. And this is how Africa got their elite. So when you look at Desmond Tutu, Kwame Nkrumah, every single Africa elite that stood and fought for independence was educated in a Christian missionary school. Not a single of them was educated outside. So you see that Africa's struggle for independence, African enlightenment, began with Christian missionaries. And this was after more than 300 years of
enlightenment with Christian missionaries.
Listen. This was after more than 300 years of African traditionalists enslaving, selling gold with European slave buyers and European merchants. How come, if Christianity was so bad to us, how come it is their activities that gave us, well, let's say it is not really bad. Let's say it is all bad, but a little chance of seeing life in a different way came through Christian missionary activity. If everything was so bad, how can we not see any change? How can we not see any struggle from the traditional point of view against oppression, against colonialism? But everything came through Christian missionary activities. Why so?
Okay. All right. So when it comes to let's go back a little bit, right? So when it comes to the 300 years of selling slaves and everything like that, part of that was Africa being Christianized, because that's when Christianity showed up during the slave trade, at least in Western and Central Africa, right? But before that, saying that hold on. Before, so hold on. You're saying that Christianity existed in Central and Western Africa before the Europeans got there?
No, what I'm saying is that Christianity came in the 19th century.
Right.
Even after slave trade ended, you understand? So in the slave trade era, Christianity has 0% influence on Black Africans that were capturing their people and selling them as slaves to European slave buyers. That's what I'm saying.
Right. No, but that's wrong, because like we have a perfect example, King Alfonso. King Alfonso I of Congo became a Catholic because he wanted to trade with the Portuguese, right? And when the Portuguese started capturing people and enslaving them, he even wrote to the Queen of Portugal and said that this needs to stop because we're Christian brothers, and they didn't listen to him. So we know that Christianity, So we know that that was there. It was in the continent. But what I would say was that during those years of slave trade, that's actually what ruined the continent, right? Like that's what the slave trade was a huge brain drain. It was a mistake that the chiefs and the kings made. Like, I think we both agree there, right? What I'm saying is that before that, there was universities and written languages that existed in Africa. Like, I'm sure you know about Sabiti and Ndrinka symbols. Like, you're right that probably the elite and the secret societies are the only ones who are learning about it. That is correct. But when the missionaries, when they translated the Bible into local languages, they didn't do it in the written language of the people that were there. They didn't do it in Sabiti or in Ndrika. They did it in Latin script. You see what I'm saying? So, like, when you ask how come it didn't happen, because it was slavery. Yeah, I mean that's it was a time of the slave trade. So it just it didn't happen. But there were kingdoms and there were people that were fighting against slavery. That did happen, right? Like, it wasn't as simple as everybody was just selling slaves. There were people who were fighting against it. That did happen, right? Like the history of right. So the history of Africa is a lot more complex than what you're making it. It's not just, niggas was just selling slaves. People did fight against it.
Like who? Like who? Which kingdom? Which powers fought? I know the victims fought against slavery. Definitely, the victims that were being raided, they fought against slavery. They fought against their invaders. But which organized political system or group of people in West Africa, for instance, rose up and fought slavery?
On Angola under Queen Nzinga, and the Congo as well.
Yeah. So this is East Africa. I'm referring to West Africa.
Congo is not East Africa.
Congo is East Africa.
Congo and West Africa.
Congo is in Central Africa. Congo is Central Africa, and Angola is
Central.
Yeah. Congo is Central, and Angola is West. Angola is West Africa. Queen Nzinga fought against some.
Yeah, but they always try to have align with East Africa in doing their thing. So even that East African bloc, they are part of it.
What are you talking about? And Angola is not East Africa, bro. Angola under Queen Nzinga fought against slavery. The Congo Kingdom as well fought against slavery, and even the Ashanti Kingdom for a while fought against slavery. Like they fought against slavery, bro.
The Ashanti Kingdom was a strong promoter of slavery. They did not fight against slavery.
Ashanti did have slave trade, but they ended up having war with Europeans against it.
they had war with Europeans to have direct access to the coast. Not against slavery per se. They wanted to trade directly with the Europeans without any intermediary, which are the Fantis.
What?
That's the reason why they fought the Europeans. It had nothing to do with fighting slavery.
Hold on. You're saying that the Ashanti didn't fight against the proliferation of British into Western Africa?
Well, so the Ashantis also had their centralized government system.
Yeah.
And they didn't like the idea that other tribes became intermediate. You know that Ashantis are in the interior part of Ghana. They don't have access to the coast. And they want direct access to the coast. They don't want the coastal tribes to be the intermediaries between them and then the British. And that's why they fought.
That seems wrong, bro. They had access to the coast. I know I know they had access to the coast.
This is my history. Look, all that I'm saying is that the Angola issue that you just mentioned about it, I think it is around the 12th, 13th century or so.
Yeah, they had access to the coast. They definitely had access to the coast. Yeah, I'm looking at the map right now. They had access to the coast.
Ashantis don't have coast. Ashantis don't have coast. Ashantis are not coastal people. They are forest people. They are in the middle belt of Ghana.
I know they're forest people, but they had access to the coast, definitely, bro. Like, these maps.
That's interesting. I think you guys need to learn more about African history.
Okay,
it's more than ones that you.
All right, but regardless, right? There were people like what I'm saying is that your analysis is kind of flattening the African history. There were people who fought against the slave trade, and yeah, the slave trade was something that's horrible that happened. But just because it was something that horrible that happened, and it ended up with the proliferation of Christianity and colonialism into Western Africa, doesn't mean that all of a sudden Christianity is what saved us from the slave trade. It's really not. What saved us from the slave trade was actually Haiti.
Well, what I can say is that individual Africans tried to fight against. It is not like the entire continent were in support of slavery. The regret is that the biggest traditional rulers were all in support of slavery. And
correct. No, we're not denying that, bro. That is correct. That is correct. We're not denying that, but what we're saying is that Christianity is not the one that saved us from that.
Well, so what I can say about my people is that when missionaries came in the 19th century, way after even Europeans abolished slavery, there was still pocket of slavery into Latin America. So let's say smuggling of slaves to Latin America, because you cannot send slaves to, let's say, Europe again. Now, when missionaries came into the societies, people that were being raided have to run to the missionaries to save them from the slave raiders. So,
all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I do appreciate y'all being on the board, but I've been here for too long, man. We're just gonna go in circles. I remember to follow KK.
He just didn't want to accept that.
Yeah. So we just gotta go. All right, guys.
Well,
we gotta.
I'm like, and that, y'all, is what colonization and brainwashing does of religion in real time. I mean, prime example.
Yeah, prime example. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here because I got work tomorrow. But yeah, I remember to follow KK on all the socials, and I appreciate y'all. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my last thing. Say peace out to the people, KK.
Peace out.
All right, appreciate you. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm glad that we got this conversation going. We are going to go ahead and shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the people watching me on Black Atheist Coalition. Shout out to people watching me on Volcy Thoughts. Shout out to everyone who was watching me over on the Deconstruction Junction. You guys are wonderful. Appreciate y'all watching. Remember to follow my channel, Volcy Thoughts. You can follow me there. I'm doing politics as well. This week is going to be my religion week, and then next week we'll move on to politics, and then Christmas, I'm taking a break. I'm not going to be around for Christmas. I'll probably be live then. And for New Year's, which is the week after, New Year's Day, I'm not going to be live, but maybe the day after, we'll see what happens. All right. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Remember to stay safe, stay smart, stay observant. Remember your fallibility, and